My headset isn't working.
Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen, and welcome back to Queen's Court.
I don't know why my headset's being a complete piece of crap. I can't get it to work.
Well, we're doing the intro, you butt. Welcome back to Queen's Court. We are at a new season, a new location. Actually, it's the same old location. We're back on the Oath Unspoken. And we have just returned from a corrupted world. But with a better recap, here's Victor.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vicky the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. Now, when we last left our heroes, the warband faced their toughest fight yet, as the arch-heretic Halbrel was finally caught. Halbrel unleashed all of his minions to stop the Acolytes from technological monstrosities to hiring guns. The battle was hard-fought, with Rosalina losing a leg to an unseen lasbolt. In the end, it was Tarvak who hunted Halbrel for so long that buried his omniscient axe in the heretic's chest. The warband retreated back to their shuttle to escape from this throne-forsaken world, but not before things got complicated. It has taken 2 weeks for the warband to reach the familiar comfort of the Oath Unspoken, but this time they have brought an unexpected guest. Lord Captain Nemean Enzafor, former patriarch of the Enzafor dynasty and uncle to Aristide, after he crash-landed on the quarantined world of Cool, where the Acolytes found him. The Oath Unspoken is currently anchored on the outskirts of Port Aquila, where the warband, along with Aristide, decide upon their next course of action. You are all aboard the bridge of the Oath Unspoken, with Aristide sitting contemplative upon his command throne. And as he lazily orders the crew to bring up the sector-wide hololith map.
I'm gonna be walking with a slight cane right now, as I get used to the new leg.
Indeed. Aristide sees you approaching the hololith and says, "Worry not, Lady Lockwood. I'm sure that you'll get used to the offset balance."
It is nothing that I cannot adjust to. Just an inconvenience. A slight moment of laxity.
Of course. Though, now comes the time of choosing our next destination. I take it that all of your business has been concluded in this part of the Ascalon sector?
The Imperial Navy is heading into that planet to finally deal with certain threats upon it. But yes, we are finished here. We must return to... oh god, what? Disodium.
Indeed. And after that?
Once we've rested up for a bit, I have business with a certain man. We'll need to find Avornis Crimson.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm sure he'll be no problem to find.
Hopefully.
As you say this, you hear the bridge. You hear the bulkhead door hissing open, as you note Nemean Enzafor flanked by two of his Navy armsmen, not Navy armsmen, Enzafor armsmen, wearing the royal blue of the Enzafor dynasty. However, it is difficult to tell if these belong to Aristide or him, seeing how they share colors across the dynasty fleet. Aristide, my boy, it seems that you're making plans without me. Ah, uncle, of course, as Aristide rises from the throne and walks down the stairs to greet his uncle personally. Of course, the ship has been lent out to a higher power than mine. As I found out, Nemean replies. The both of them shake hands and walk over to the hololith. Lady Lockwood, I assume, I take it you're not too indisposed to take command?
I will be fine.
I see. There is a issue that I will need to have resolved as soon as I can. However, I don't suppose that the ship is headed to Terminus Prime.
I'm gonna look at the map itself.
Rubicon subsector, bottom left.
And where we're going? Can you just ping it on the map?
Oh, I can ping it. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, it should
here.
be. Well, no, that's where he wants to go, and right. Let's see. Somewhere in this area of space, it is hard to tell because Nexen is not noted on this map.
I'm just gonna look at him after looking at the hololith. We'll have to double back for it. I have business I must take care of first.
I'm afraid that this business of mine cannot wait, and I will simply use my resources to attain transport from the port itself, from Port Aquila.
You have my blessings, then.
Thank you, and may the Emperor protect this ship on its future voyages.
I want to give him my personal Vox link so I can keep in touch with him.
Well, you should probably give him an Astro-path ident.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, because the Astro-path aboard the ship is probably the best way to keep in touch. In any case, I will now take my leave.
Be safe. The Emperor protects.
Indeed he does. And with that, Nemean departs from the bridge, and with the route set for the foreseeable future, the hololith powers down. As soon as the bulkhead hisses back down, you see Aristide visibly sag, and as he quickly regains his posture.
You don't seem happy that we saved your family.
No, it is quite the political conundrum, shall we say.
How's relations between you and Polonia?
Isn't Polonia there?
I assume not at this current moment.
If I am, and it's just us. But yeah, let's assume I'm not, because I assumed I'm not.
Well, actually, quick. I'm guessing Rosalina, Tarvok, and maybe Larisian? Actually, no. Larisian probably wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, so it would only be two of you.
Yeah, I'd be off showering or sleeping or something.
Indeed. In any case, Aristide says, I will retire to my chambers. I've had a long day.
Very well. If I need you, I'll ring for you.
Of course, of course. And he exits. So, the ship sets off to the Mandeville point of Port Aquila, and in the meantime, Aristida retires back to his chamber, where I'm guessing he'll find Polonia.
Yes, we'll say I'm there.
Indeed. As you exit your shower, you see Aristide sitting on one of his upholstered couches with a glass of Amasac swirling about. He seems less than interested in actually drinking it.
As I come out, I'll start to change and dry off my hair or whatever. Or I'll look at it. And I'll ask, is something on your mind?
You know, you really have done it now.
I'm gonna sigh and say, yeah. You know, I tried to come back to you and discuss this whole situation before we brought back your uncle. That didn't seem possible in the moment, despite my efforts.
No, and I'm starting to think back on the bridges that I've burned to get where I am, and all of it hinged on Nemean being gone.
I'm gonna pause for a moment, give him a serious look, and ask, what exactly, what do you mean?
Well, there was some dispute within the dynasty as to the laws of succession, but I was able to ply the political trade, and yes, it took the breaking of some eggs to make this omelette, and he gestures about himself, mostly at the ship.
I will rub my chin for a moment in contemplation before. Do you think your position could come into question now that he's back?
If he is doing what I think he's doing, he is heading back to the Ansafur dynasty's headquarters in the Ascalon sector, which just so happens to be located on Terminus Est. Not Terminus Est, that's a ship. Terminus Prime, holy crap. That would be super heresy.
So, what do you think he'll try to do once he gets there?
Oh, he'll probably make some power play to be reinstated. He technically was never declared dead.
I'm gonna look about for a few moments. So, there can only be one person with the writ of trade. Do you think he could revoke it from you?
He could assume leadership of the Ansafur dynasty, and with that, I would have most of my power revoked, though not within the Imperium itself, and not if it is at his behest, which I'm absolutely loath to do.
I'll open and close my mouth a few times, going to speak, but then rethinking it before I finally ask, well, what do you plan to do about it?
That's the thing. I can't remove him. He's been on my ship for long enough, and I'm pretty sure that the rest of my dynasty has men and women to keep tabs on this ship. So most of them have probably reported that Nemean is still alive. So I can't touch him. Well, not without looking unbelievably suspicious.
I'm gonna clench my hand and unclench my hand. Unclench my hand and unclench my hand and say, that means they know about me too. I'm gonna look at him and say, do you think they know about Rosalina?
I don't know. Depends on how you've behaved on board. I have done all I can to keep you and Rosalina as well as much of a secret as I can, but should anyone have found out that you are, mayhaps it is impossible to tell.
Inquisitorial tie. I shouldn't say that, but I would say it to him. Sorry, Rosalina. Inquisitorial ties would certainly intimidate the rest of the dynasty, but in a way it would make it rather obvious if anything nefarious happened to your political opponent.
It is, and in that case, he's bulletproof. And he chuckles as he takes a slight swig of the Amazec, and praying to the Emperor that he gets lost in the warp again is a bit too much to ask, and possibly blasphemy.
It seems highly unlikely that it could happen again. I will sit on the bed next to him.
Couch.
Couch, alright. Well, it does really put us in it puts you in an awkward position. If something were to happen, you would still keep the ship, right?
I suppose I would, though my remit would be highly, highly restricted.
I'm assuming you would lose the ability to travel outside of the Imperium.
Yes, well, I could travel outside the Imperium. I simply just wouldn't have the Emperor's divine authority to do with it as I pleased.
I'll give a little bit of an amused, aghast look, and yeah, you could leave, but you couldn't return.
I could. Well, it's a massive legal issue, and as he holds his forehead in his hand, getting out and in of the Imperium is a bit siftier than you would think. It's, if I were to say, take anything from outside the Imperium that could be deemed heretical, getting back inside without the warrant of trade would be difficult best.
Well, Aristide, I mean, all I have to say is that I definitely know what happens to lawbreakers, and that is definitely not something I want to see happen to you.
No, though, if he is able to make a power play, then he will have to summon me back to Terminus Prime, and I'll have some wiggle room to make it there. He simply can't usurp me while I'm out on business.
I guess that puts you at ease for a while, at least until we have to return, or until you have to return to Terminus Prime.
Indeed. Until then, let's simply relax. And he moves in closer to Thalia and puts his hand over your shoulder and leans back.
There's nothing else we really can do, so I don't see any reason not to. And I will lean back into him and say, I mean, it's going to be at least 3 or 4 months before we can even get back there.
Indeed. So, here's to delayed inconveniences, and he hands you another glass of Amazec to make a solemn toast.
I will toast with him, and I believe this is where the scene ends.
Indeed. Fade to black. Very nice.
Could I try and find Nemean before it gets official?
Yes, you could. And odds are you would be able to catch him in the hangar as he is about to leave. So, Larisian, who is hanging beside his trusty Aquila Lander, you see...
Hey, piece of shit.
Yeah.
Monetized.
Worth.
God damn it. So, well, actually, thrown, damn it. So, as Nemean, not Nemean, actually, yeah, as Nemean enters the hangar, striding towards one of the shuttles, you can see, Larisian, you can see that your opportunity to wait, what's the word I'm looking for?
Do the devil's bidding?
Not... Yeah, actually, introduce yourself. Let's go with that.
Okay. So, in that case, I'll just kind of, as I see him into the hangar, Larisian will kind of lightly jog over towards him and...
intercept, that's the word I was looking for. Hot damn.
Oh, intercept, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, he listens just lightly jog over towards him and kind of wave him down to get his attention.
As you do, the armsmen at his side take up positions with weapon readiness, though they're not pointing them at you.
Noting that, Larisian's just gonna kind of smirk, and I'm gonna look to Nemean. I take it old prejudices still die hard. Well, then again, I guess that can be said for the entirety of both of our families, save more than likely myself.
What do you want, Serena, as he gives you a hard stare?
Right, I should introduce myself. I am Larisian Serena, former captain of the Nest of Giants, and I'm going to bow slightly. Oh, I would have said Lord Captain. I meant to say Lord Captain.
Yeah. You see Nemean taking your measure as he looks you up and down.
I'm unaware if you've heard from your nephew, but I'm a bit of an oddball in my family, in the fact of the matter that I personally went in this conflict between our two families. It's something I've personally been working towards.
Yes, I'm finding it a bit hard to cope with the fact that we have been fighting for years now.
Yes, it's absolutely ridiculous, both on the political scale and the resource cost to both of our families, not to mention the lives wasted. The dynasty wars exemplify that. A conflict which both of us took part in, and both of us, I'm sure, lost stuff in.
Yes, you can say that as he grits his teeth.
Exactly. So, but I simply wish to introduce myself and tell you what I am doing, and give you a way to get in contact with me if you wish to speak, because I fear the tides of fate may be shifting, if that makes any sense to you.
It is quite disturbing to me that you didn't ask for anything, Serena, and that troubles me the most. However, I will keep an open ear if you wish to converse in future.
That is all I ask of you, Lord Answerful.
Lord Captain.
Of course.
And with that, one of his armsmen takes the information given, and he moves on towards the shuttle waiting for him. So, and scene. Now, on to the next one. Alexis, do you want to take it? Take the next one?
If Amma or Tarvok want to go before, that's fine.
Knight, did you have anything that you wanted to do? Just as a scene setter?
I do, actually.
Perfect.
Normally, Multivarious Tarvok would be in the archives researching and what have you. But today, not so much. Today, he celebrates. He is found in the, what is it, the gantry? No, it is,
the Drunnels.
The Drunnels, yes. Sitting at the bar, buying drinks for the people and celebrating his grand victorious hunt.
Indeed, he simply can't hand out enough drinks.
Indeed.
Get it? So, as
6 arms, I got that. Sorry, I was a little bit slow on that one.
Oh, that's great. So, with that, Tarvok is indeed the center of attention in the Drunnels, with many a patron asking, in Drunnel's tradition, a lot of the drinks that you're simply handing out is even still the members, the patrons of the Drunnels are still insistent on haggling for. Nothing ever seems to stop them from a good haggle.
Which is one thing I appreciate. Commerce is an art form, and I am a master. He kind of says as he waves one of his arms to the overall marketplace.
Indeed, most of the men who take rounds of drinks from you insist on at least giving you a story in turn for the drink, and you hear many disparate and juxtaposing stories from all across the Ascalon sector as the different travelers and crewmen have been picked up along the way.
And I kind of look around and say, and lifting up a drink, I say, to the Oath Unspoken, to trades untold, to treasures unknown, and to a bright future. Hear, hear.
Hear, hear! The men shout, men and women shout, as they lift their drinks and sip heartily. Actually, does anyone want to step in on this scene of celebration?
Nope. Rosalina is walking to a certain location in the ship at this point.
Ah. Wait, sorry, repeat that? You cut out for me?
Oh, Rosalina is heading to a certain part in the actual ship. She's not around.
I see. Noble, want to take part? Since you're Tarvok's drinking buddy?
Sure, why not?
Indeed. Tarvok, as your celebration goes on, you note Larizian step onto the scene.
With that, he'll take one of his more exotic cigars and light it up between his mouth. Hold on, actually, I have a prop for this. Ah, Larizian, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you too, Tarvok. I see you're flaunting your ever so dapper lifestyle about.
My ostentatious wealth, yes.
Yes. And I'm sure these people are still trying to barter for every last drop, aren't they?
Well, perhaps if you had a mind for competitive commerce, you would understand the beauty of it. It's a subtle thing, but it's important. It's what keeps this Imperium flowing. Trade lines, suppliers, demand. It's really what keeps everything together.
I'd rather leave that to add up to the Ministorum, in all honesty.
Administratum, sorry.
Administratum, sorry. Sorry.
The
I was going to say Unitorum and then...
Yeah, the Ministorum, and it's a flowing bureaucratic mess.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, I would have said Administratum instead. Thank you.
I almost wish they would take the model of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The way I see it, things would work much easier and more smoother when things are run by logic and not paperwork.
Agreed. But then again, doesn't that take forms in the Mechanicum as well, just in lesser degrees?
More efficient degrees, you mean?
So to say.
But we have completed our task, although at great cost. Apparently, Halbrel, even on his dying breath, couldn't help but have taken another limb from this warband. First my arm, then Rosalina's leg.
Yes, well, now she matches the captain of this vessel, But please don't let her know I said that. She'd have my head.
Well, and I kind of look at him with a smile. In that case, in the art of the for the prosperity of the Drunels, what's it worth to you?
You hear a resounding chuckle coming from the to the group that's listening in on the story going on.
How about 2 drinks and another box of cigars when we get back to home? Yeah?
Very well. A deal's a deal, and I offer him an arm.
I take it.
But and then with that he can.
No,
Yeah,
just
right.
kidding. Just kidding.
Actually, no, a small zap.
God damn it.
He'd jolt and glare.
But with that, he kind of opens up his sleeve, and one of his rats actually appears out of it, and he kind of holds it, kind of gently petting it. But there is something that's bothering me.
Oh, what might that be?
When our adversary fell, he said something to me, and I kind of look around at the crowd. Won't say it here, but it's caused me much distress.
Well, then perhaps we can speak of it another time. There's something I wish to speak to you in private of anyway.
And with that, he says, "Bartender, keep these people drowning in drinks. I'll be back in a minute." And I kind of nod my head.
The bartender shouts back jovially, "What's it worth to ya?"
And I kind of say, you know I'm good for it."
Ha, indeed. And with that, scene. As Tarvok and Larisian... Actually, I'm guessing you just continue on for a bit.
I guess I look at him. And as we kind of make it our way to like a kind of more secluded area. What did you want?
Well, I would suggest you first, as what I have isn't too important.
I will save it for the group, but for now, so please.
Very well. It would seem that a little bird came to me when we were last on Disodium, and this bird gave me information based upon something acquired. And he's going to reach into his jacket and pull out a data pad with a kind of... Would it be a blueprint, Viggy?
Yes, it would be. It's more of a schematic, I would say.
Okay.
An STC.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much
Holding
that.
STCs?
Well, if it's not so much an STC as it is it's a this is hard to tell. How difficult is it to have technical information without it being an STC? Because I'm pretty sure that the STC for a lasgun is not that uncommon.
No, that would be common.
Yeah, so some things would be, although the Mechanicus would seriously hold on to it. They wouldn't want anyone else to have it. Noble, I'm blanking a bit. What exactly are you showing him? Keep going.
The gun.
Oh yeah, that thing. That's right. So, yeah. So, oh yeah, he's holding schematics on the manufacture of a special firearm.
Tell me about it.
Well, this here, it seems to be a pistol of some sort meant to, well, do rather strange things to those attuned to the warp, it would seem. Turn their strength against them is what it says here, and he's going to kind of motion to the writing on the schematic.
Viggy, can I point out it? Can I figure out like what kind of test would it be to figure out its point of origin?
That would be, let's see, probably for common lore tag.
I pass it.
Yeah. You automatically pass it? Yeah. Alrighty. So, indeed, you are able to, as you quickly disseminate the information on the data pad, you find that the schematic has the hammer signature, hammer signet of the Ordo Malleus. This actually, Noble. Let me just
hold on.
Did we? Sorry, I'm blank.
It was the Jade Foundry.
No. Oh yeah, it's. You'll have to forgive me. We decided on this gun like months ago, so
yeah, it's fine.
It blanked out of my mind, and I was actually just writing crap on the go when stuff was written beforehand. So, indeed, you look and you find the signature of the fabricator, of the arch fabricator of the Jade Foundry.
And I kind of look at this with a raise an eyebrow. You have spies in the Jade Foundry.
Perhaps.
Don't be cute with me, boy.
Of course I do. Well, don't think of it as spies, think of it more as those with an ear to the ground.
Who just so happened to report to you.
Yes.
With this, he just shakes his head. Your love of theatrics is always a pleasure. So, what do you want? So, what about this pistol?
Well, seeing as it's a rather intriguing weapon, and due to our last encounter on that planet, and how my weapons were entirely useless, I'd like to ask you to manufacture one for me, if that's no bother, at least to you.
The holy scriptures and what have you would have to be done off premise.
When you say off premise, you mean outside the Reforged Foundry?
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that can be easily done.
I say, very well. However, you are to do something for me in return. Sorry, I gotta sneeze.
Go sneeze. Mute the mic.
Yes, but I say, You'll have to do something for me in return.
Very well, and when might that be?
When we get back to Disodium, you and your spies are going to arrange a meeting between me and the what is it, fabricator? Or is it, who's in charge of the Jade Foundry?
Arch-fabricator. I actually don't think I've planted a name on him yet. I'll have to do that.
We'll do that later. And I say, you're going to get a meeting with me and him, as I have a proposal for him that will greatly increase both of the success of both of our foundries and bring a smile to the Omnissiah's non-existent face.
I shall see what I can do, but that should hopefully be easy enough.
You know, had anyone been listening to that, that could have been taken as the rankest heresy.
The Omnissiah doesn't have a face, Victor.
Well, you know, like I said, could have been taken badly.
Did you say Void Dragon?
God damn it, nope.
I said Ender Dragon. Anyway. And I say, very well. Anything else?
No, that was really it. Entirely.
Fair enough. And I say, give me the schematics and remove it from your data slate entirely. I don't want you getting caught.
This isn't my data slate, it's the data slate on which the information is given to me. And I'll just hand it to him himself.
There you go. Problem solved.
Very well. And I say, now, if you'll excuse me, I have...
Didn't you have something, Mike?
No?
I thought you wanted to exchange some stuff. Or was that just the meeting thing? No, that couldn't have been.
No. I mean, my plan was just to regale the tales of the adventure to the a redacted and skipping over certain parts
stuff.
And the important stuff and embellishing my end of.
I see. That's fine.
And how I slew a massive creature by myself by harpooning myself onto its back and riding. And how I rode a Arvis lighter or a drop ship by harpooning it and riding it to the surface, ignoring any kind of
or, laws of physics.
Yes.
So, I'll take it that scene.
Yep, we return to the bar and continue our gallivant.
Revelry. So, with that, Alexis, you were heading off to the Astro-path.
Yes, but Rosalina is walking very slowly, the metal leg being a hindrance to her. She has a crutch. She has a crutch on that side as well, and she's trying to walk, but with one hand on the wall, keeping her balance.
As she walks about, you see Risa moving about, inspecting your new leg as you get used to it.
Damned thing. This was the best quality he could do. And I'm going to say that slightly out loud.
Perhaps you shouldn't disfavor the machine so badly. You hear the voice coming from out of the shadows as you see Morino appear in front of you.
Morino. And I'm going to try to take a step towards her, and the crutch is going to give out momentarily, and she's going to slightly stumble on her.
Indeed, and Morino deftly moves in and catches you before you face plant into the ground. Morino rights you back up and gets you on your balance and takes a step back. I heard that you were shown just how fragile the human form is.
And I'm going to look down towards the split in my dress. Because the dress that she's wearing currently has a split that goes all the way up almost to the mid. And she's going to move it aside and show the leg itself. And where it actually connects. And right now it's still inflamed and everything.
Indeed. Currently going through the process of bonding.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So how does it feel to not be invulnerable?
And I'm going to look towards Riza. I've known that lesson my entire life. I know the fragile... And I'm going to, like, pet Riza's, like, hair. I know the human form is fragile. I didn't think that I would lose a leg, though.
Sorry, I was replying to something. My bad.
Truth be told, right now would be a perfect time for any type of ambush.
Well, I better keep my eye open then. Eyes open, yeah.
And she's gonna, like, reluctantly, like, look down and look back. Thank you.
I take it that we'll be heading back to Disodium now?
Yes, I have business to take care of there. Then we're off to rescue a guy by the name of Crimson.
I can't say I'm familiar with him.
He holds some merit and a good chunk of information. We can't let him stay in a prison.
How did he end up there?
Reports state that he went a little bit mad and attacked a hospitaller station.
Is there any truth to that?
Possibly. Interrogation is needed.
Hold on. You know more than you're letting on.
Yes, that's the point.
Okay, just making sure, because there's the difference between what Rosalina knows and what she's telling.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually going to roll scrutiny against that. Just because I can. Let's see. Where is the Oath Unspoken? Here's Morano. And she does have scrutiny. God damn, she's actually surprisingly good at this.
Oh, damn.
Do you want to try and roll Deceive to mask it?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because she crit, and I think that this is cool.
Fair enough. You see Morano, in a weirdly human gesture, raise an eyebrow at this. It looks off on her face, as if she is testing out a strange human emotion.
Does she say anything?
She does not. She merely looks at you with her big black eyes. Man, Eldar eyes are creepy. They're almost completely black.
I'm gonna look at her and just be like, do you want to know the truth of it?
I take it there's more to it than what you just said?
He does have information. That is true. He reminds me of my husband. Former husband.
What kind of information could that be? That is a strange choice of words.
He knows about us, but his behaviors and actions. I feel the Emperor has blessed this man, and I must save him. This is Rosalina being completely honest.
Damn. I was almost gonna roll scrutiny because I thought it was being untruthful. So, well, in that case, I hope then I wish you a speedy, a quick recovery and a good hunt.
Oh.
And she, oh, go ahead.
No, wait, as she turns around and to leave,
Yeah?
I'm just gonna say to her, you still have my dress, don't you?
She, she freezes in her steps and says, and without turning around says, yes?
And I'm just gonna nod and just say, keep it. It'll look good on you.
I doubt that, but I'll keep it as a good luck charm.
I just gave away a $3,000 dress.
Wait, was that the one you got on Forley's?
Yep.
Oh.
$3,000? There are no dollars in this Imperium.
Yeah, they're thrones.
Yeah.
Only dice.
Oh, wait, you're right. This is Utopia where no money exists.
Oh, goddammit, Mope.
Sorry. Hey, blame me. Don't. It was my fault. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm gonna turn and start walking towards the Astro-pathic choir.
Indeed, though, once again, when you arrive, you're reminded of the poor status of the Astropathic choir, as Johannes, the sole remaining Astropath who can actually speak coherently, as he is the one of two remaining Astropaths aboard the Oath Unspoken, the other being so old and decrepit as to be able to barely stand up.
Note to self, get the ship some more Astropaths.
No need to shout. I'm right there. And you see the Astropath unhooking himself from his cradle as he approaches and says, "Is there a message I can take, Lady Lockwood?"
A series of them.
Of course. I will get to it forthwith.
I need you to contact this Astropath.
Which one is that?
It's Hunt's Astropath.
Okay, that would be Seda. Alright. So, indeed. Is there, and the message?
And I'm assuming this is where we're going to say it takes over 3 months to do this conversation.
Yeah, so for the audience who want to know, the following is not so much a conversation as it is a back and forth via Astropath communication, which can take a lot of time and even arrive in incomplete order. So, yeah, be aware. So, go ahead.
Interrogator Lockwood. Report. For Elise. Not quest. What is the word I'm looking for? Investigation. Thalia Polonia's family origins. And for Elise in general. Request. Redact current information about the planet. Redact entirety of planetary investigation through auto-redactus. Report. Upon learning more of Polonia's family, I found it strange that her manifestation of psychic powers seems to sing the same song as the Eldari. This caught me off guard as I sensed it a few times. We investigated Forelli's, Polonia's homeworld. Upon arriving, we found that the planet itself was a paradise world kept just on the outskirts of the Imperium itself, owned by a rogue trader. Thalia Polonia's family seemed well-intent and good workers. Investigation on the planet found the faceless trade. Criminals were dealt with, including the rogue trader himself, who bared the mark of the faceless trade. Trinkets were recovered, but we ran into some slight resistance. Eldari, Corsairs, unknown warband. Upon further investigation, we found no webway gates upon the planet's surface, though more proper investigation will be needed. But for now, I ask that you redact this. The Eldari assisted us, it would seem. We did not get into a confrontation with them, though they did assume our hostile intent. To be fair, we were walking in with guns. After having a chat with the Eldari leader, known as it was a Farseer, right? Or was that a warlock?
It was a warlock, though it would be hard to tell. Unless you have some serious... Go ahead.
Of this Corsair group had a psychic communion with me. Through him, I learned that human and Eldar breeding cycles can occur, though extremely rare. Investigation concluded that Thalia Polonia may share 1/1000th of an Eldari DNA. Fertile offspring might be viable. And that'll be the end of the message for the first one.
The first one. All right. Hunt's reply will follow. Inquisitor Severus Hunt. Reply to investigation. Interrogator Lockwood, it pleases me that you make good progress on the investigation on this accursed sector. I will contact the Order Xenos to have a more thorough investigation. However, upon your request, I will leave the details of Polonia's heritage to be left buried. However, should the Order Xenos investigation find the same link, I am afraid that there would be little I could do. Keep up the good work. I am sure that we will meet soon in future. And reply.
And then the next message. Interrogator Lockwood, report. Though it pains me to know that I cannot protect Polonia's family, it is something that must be done in the Emperor's name. We cannot have hybrids walking around amongst us. Though... Redact information. Report. Planet... what was the planet itself?
Which one?
Hunt. The one with the crazy tech priest.
You mean Kul?
Report. Kul. Upon learning the whereabouts of a radical tech priest by the name of... I actually forget his name.
Somnius Halbrel.
Somnius Halbrel. Under the request of Boltavarius Tarvok, we found out the location and ID'd him as an excommunicatus traitoris. Once we located him on the planet, a minor interrogation was not possible. Tarak has killed this man. We have the body frozen in the chambers for further investigation. On the planet itself, we found that the planet was corrupted. The dark hands of the sinister have planted their seeds. Request: send in Automalius to purge the planet. No survivors. And that's the end of that transmission.
All right. Inquisitor Severus Hunt, reply. This is indeed good news, as it marks the end of Tarak's hunt, and the reason I dispatched him. In your request to have Automalius dispatched to the planet, I will send this information further along, though according to my knowledge, the planet known as Kul has already been quarantined, though I can see that further reinforcing of the Imperial Navy patrol may be in order. Further measures shall be taken. End reply.
What is the name of the rogue trader's family and the new rogue trader?
Ansafor is the name of the dynasty, and Nemean is the man you found.
Report: Nemean Ansafor, current rogue trader. Upon this planet, we did find a downed ship. Gullah feels still active, and aboard was an Ansafor that has been lost for 8 years. I could not keep him aboard the ship. I needed him to be compliant, so I allowed him some freedoms. He has left, but I request that the Automalius intercept his craft. Identification numbers are as followed, and I give the identification numbers of that vessel. Request: intercept and properly interrogate through the Automalius. If the Gullah fields upon his ship flickered even for an instant, the possession of a rogue trader is a great threat to the galaxy.
Is that the end of the report?
And I must take some time to heal. I have suffered significant damage to my left leg, losing most of it. A bionic replacement has been constructed by Boltivarius Tarvak. Request: Boltivarius Tarvak is to serve under me for a while longer, until I deem it unnecessary, or you deem him a new mission.
Inquisitor Severus Hunt. Oh, actually, was that
And
good enough
transmission.
finish? Okay. Inquisitor Hunt's reply. I will keep note of this man, and, if necessary, he will be brought in to be interrogated further, though the Automalius does suffer a slight manpower problem. I will make sure that this information is known, and acolytes put in place to keep an eye on this errant Ansafor. End reply.
Oh, it doesn't even comment on the leg?
Nope, not even a single comment. In the postscript, you hear request for Tarvak request granted.
Final transmission. The rogue trader seeks to return to his power more than likely. This may be deemed dangerous. Send in the request for Loss of paperwork for request to regain powers for this, wow, what is his name again?
Nemean?
Request for loss of paperwork on Nemean. Have the Acolytes deal with some minor espionage. Keep him out of power until proper interrogation can be done.
And to this one, there is no reply. As far, well, at least if Hunt has sent a reply, it has either been lost or it hasn't arrived yet.
And after I get out of the Astro-pathic choir, I'm going to head back towards my room. Over the months learning to walk on my own, the inflammation, is that the right word?
Yeah, that's the right word. Your bonded leg was inflamed.
Has gone down significantly, and she can walk on her own 2 feet.
Yes.
I'm just gonna have a sigh of relief once I get towards my room.
Indeed. And as you as you fall down onto your bed to rest, you feel you can hear the ship's alarm exclaim to prepare for immediate warp translation, and you head into the warp. So, time will pass now as the journey moves through. However, during one of the nights, actually, let me double check something. Where did I put this?
Right there, Victor.
No. Ah, here we go. I found it.
I'm so
thankful. I have so many tabs open. Why am I doing this? This is so dumb. Here we go. So, as one night, as Rosalina is sleeping, she has a fitful dream, and she finds herself on a familiar place.
Oh, it's the ship.
As you look about, you can see that the environment seems almost too quiet. You can see that you are once again in the Sump River, on the Sump River that leads from the town of Gantry, and aboard, as you stand on the deck of the red skyship, where you traveled with Crimson so long ago. He stands at the wheel of the ship, but as much as you try to approach him, you find yourself moved back every time you try. And you can hear him, you can hear Crimson almost in a sing-song voice at the wheel saying, "Life, it seems, will fade away, drifting further every day, getting lost within myself. Nothing matters, no one else. I have lost the will to live, simply nothing more to give. There is nothing more for me, need the end to set me free." And with that, you jolt awake. Oh crap, let me move this. In a sweat, you jolt awake as Riza is sitting on the end of the bedpost? Yeah, let's go with that.
Actually, with that, I'm also going to let out a Cynicians. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's 2 crits in a row.
Nice.
Nice. As you do, you can feel a... There's a slight... actually, I need one book. Seriously, did I put it? I have so many books. This is a problem. Here we go. I think I found it. Here we go. Let's grab some dice, because that's the only way to be. Ooh, nice. That's good. Oh, you feel the temperature has dropped. As you look about, you can see the tiniest bit of hoarfrost has formed around some of the furniture in your bedchambers.
I'm just gonna look around really intently and look at Riza just staring at me. Don't worry, Riza. It's only a dream.
Riza leans her head as if trying to get a different perspective on what you just said.
And I'm gonna rub my eyes really quickly. And then make my way towards the bathroom in my chamber and like throw water on my face.
Indeed. So, as you do, we will now skip the warp travel all the way back to Disodium as you arrive at the Lockwood Manor.
Victor, as we kind of get into enter Disodium proper, do I get any feedback from my multiple network of rodent intelligence officers?
Indeed. It is in fact so much information built up that I will need you to roll a willpower test with a +20.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Corn does not demand.
I can't even see it.
Slanesh demands.
I can't see that.
Yeah, I can't see it either.
Oh. I rolled an 88 and a 66.
Well, there we go. Yeah, popped up for me too. So, yeah, as the flood of information comes back to you from your rodent espionage agents, you take a point of fatigue as you process the mountainous pile data. There's a lot of junk to sift through.
Alright, so I drink a cup of recap to kind of steel myself, but I just can't use it.
You're shaking.
Yeah. And I'm just like, and I kind of hold my head, place my head to my cranial armor. Ugh. Do I sift through anything of the highest, importance?
Yes, you do. Mostly it seems to be the fact that the biggest data point that you're able to gather, unless you want to ask about something else later, is the fact that most of the smelt rats that you left behind in Gantry seem to have, well, not in Gantry, around Gantry, seem to have been killed. Well, they seem to have gone offline. It is difficult to tell. Going through the data, the feed simply ends at various points.
Do I detect any kind of pattern of or is it just in range?
It is simply a. Actually, no. As you sift through the data, you find. Actually, roll for me a logic test.
Alexis, you wanna help me out here? Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. As you sift through the data, you find no. God damn it. You find no discernible pattern. It is. One rat is inspecting what appears to be a dislocated bionic leg. Another seems to be moving through a trash heap. But going at the point in which their feed cuts out, there does not seem to be any noticeable pattern, at least not to the sane.
Well, I'm not sane.
Well, can you roll insanity? I don't think you can.
Well, here's what we can do.
Roll a d100 and see if you get over or under your insanity.
I mean, I roll on a 43.
Let's see it.
I do not.
Nope. Not that us. No insanity. This seems to make this does not seem to make logical sense to you, which is probably a sign of sanity.
And worry.
And worry, of course. So,
I actually bring this up to Rosalina as we're kind of walking back.
Do you have any more to release?
I have plenty at the house.
Good. We have to make a stop and I have to gather a few things.
But of course, with your permission, Rosalina, once we make our way back to the house, I'd like to dump most of this equipment, and I kind of point all the firearms I'm carrying, leave them in the safe for use later, and make my way over to the Foundry to just finish up some light paperwork and clerical things, as well as... Actually, how long do we have here?
Less than a week.
Yes, ma'am. That should be more than enough time for get done what I need. Also, the cranial implants you requested should be still at the house where we left them, but also I'm going to have Raphael Matthias bring in the next shipment of equipment. I think you'll find what you have received to be quite interesting.
Of course.
So, as you arrive at Lockwood Manor, you find that a car-path has lined up the house staff at readiness and to greet the return of the lady of the house. Lady Lockwood, it is so good to see you again. And he gives you a bow. However, as he does, he seems you see his eyes opening up a touch wider as he notices the bionic leg.
I'm gonna actually bow my head in respect. Carpath, it's been some time.
Indeed it has. We have done all we can, and it's safe to say that the house is looking better than ever.
Have we started recruiting teachers yet?
We have, and the curriculum is currently being set up before any students be admitted.
Of course. Once again, the Lockwoods will build up a Scala Progenium on this planet, educate the masses, teach them in the ways of the Emperor. Just like it used to be.
Of course.
That, she's gonna actually look down for a second.
May I ask what happened?
And I'm gonna... Wait, does he mean about how it used to be, or the leg?
Well, the leg.
I was shot by a las-type weapon, and it ripped through the meat of my leg. I was bleeding out. Polonia saved me, and I'm gonna look over towards her.
Oh, Rosaline, I don't think anything of it. It's just part of my oath.
No, I am indebted to you.
As am I, Carpath says. And, please, if there is anything I can do, Dr. Polonia, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'll keep that in mind, but really, you don't need to thank me.
Now, I must request a good meal, and I will be in my study.
Of course, and Carpath claps his hand, and the rest of the staff hurries back to their intended positions.
And I'm gonna walk up to Carpath really closely. Carpath, I am to be going soon.
At this, you roll for me scrutiny with a +10 against your fellowship. Nice. As you say this, there is a look of hurt in Carpath's eyes. It is slight, but it is there. As you say, my lady.
I'm sorry.
Of course. Do you have any preference for tonight's meal?
Make something that you would enjoy as well.
At this, he hesitates in his reply, but yes, I will see to it immediately, and he moves off. So, in that case, the manor is up for anyone who wants to take care of some business.
I'm just gonna go back to like my area and start unpacking stuff, make sure all the medical supplies are.
Indeed.
Well, oh, okay, go ahead.
No, you go on first.
It's going to take a minute, so you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that Laurentian gets in contact with I'm gonna say this time it's Vitalian instead of the normal girl.
All right.
And he's just gonna tell him to prepare to have the one in the Jade Foundry contact the what's his name, the fabricator.
The High Fabricator.
Yeah, the High Fabricator. Yeah.
Was it? Did I contradict myself?
Yes.
Did I say Arch Fabricator?
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just to say to have him informed that there's a deal and such. Sorry,
Right.
I'm really blanking right now on going into details. I apologize.
Don't worry. The meaning has been caught and processed, rendered down to its base component, and restructured as biogel.
Okay.
God damn it. All right. So, Knight, you're up.
All right, I guess I will take one of a auto character transport over to the Reforged Foundry.
Indeed. Yeah, actually, to the audience, if anyone is wondering where Alma has gone to, aka Pri, he is unfortunately too sick to take part and excused himself. So, just a public service announcement. So, I need to put... Did I already? Oh, perfect. I needed a random name, and now I have one. So, as Tarak is heading towards the Jade Foundry, you arrive to find yourself greeted by what appears to be a strange, by a tech priestess. Although that is a strange term to use. I don't think it's ever used in 40k. However, her femininity, so to speak, would be hard to tell if her augments weren't quite so human. She seems to have gained... she seems to have been sculpted in such a way as to give a friendlier face. Something that a human wouldn't be quite so quite so nervous to look at, as the rest of the tech priesthood is. Fabricator Tarak, it is a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure as well. You are?
I am Interdictor Sorestos, and I would like to welcome you to the Jade Foundry and to tell you that... hold on. I should have grabbed a new name. Okay, I'm not using that. Oh, actually, that works perfectly. It is with great satisfaction that I can inform you that Archfabricator Achilles is ready to meet you and to discuss any terms.
Okay. And with that, I'll let us take a Garb. Actually, before I do that, as I start, I actually put it back. Yes, actually, I am quite ready. I must say, the architecture of this area is quite impressive.
Why, thank you. It is a pride of the Jade Foundry to be able to say that its every singular part pleases the Omnissiah.
Which is, in the end, what we all seek to do.
Of course, and follow me. She leads you through... Actually, babe, what's that dumb pronoun that tech priests use?
We are not doing anything, because I don't consider Gavthorpe's writing canon anymore. No, screw that. That is stupid. You're dumb.
Anyway.
Having to explain what Z and Zerself were halfway through a freaking book.
Anyway.
I saw the opportunity and I took it.
No, Gav's work is not even canon anymore. I hate all of his books, all of his newer stuff.
Alright, let's continue.
Alright, moving on. So, as Sorestos leads you through the Jade Foundry, you can see its titular green glow as it emanates throughout the structure. She leads you to a lift platform that takes you up to the Archfabricator's office, overlooking the foundry proper. As you arrive inside, you see stacks of data cores as they gently hum along, calculating the inordinate numbers needed to run a foundry of this magnitude and complexity. At the end, you can see on a raised dais the form of Archfabricator Achilles, who seems to have taken a more brute approach rather than Tarvok's slender augmentation. He, instead of legs, he has the tank treads of what can only be a heavy battle servitor beneath his feet, where his feet should be, and the rest of his torso seems to have been heavily augmented to bulk him out, with the various mechadendrites protruding from his back as they tick, 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 tick on the rune boards all around him. As you approach, Zorestos announces your presence, saying, "Archfabricator Achilles, I bring you Lord, what was it? Artisan Balthasarius Tarvok." As she announces you, Achilles stops his tapping on the rune boards to glance down at you. "Can I assist you, Lord Fabricator Tarvok? I was told that you had some exchange of information, though why you come here in person, it is most inefficient."
An exchange of information? No, I come with an offer that will turn this foundry, and mine as well, into a beacon of the Omnissiah's might for all to see.
Keep going.
I'm guessing this is all happening in binary.
Oh, this is all happening in binary. This is going to take maybe 10 seconds, and you'll be done.
Alexis, you're not wrong.
What did she type? I'm not looking at chat.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Ah.
You're not wrong. I say, if you've noticed, over the course of just a few months, I've turned what was once a dilapidated husk of the Omnissiah's glory and turned it into something quite magnificent. I'm sure you've noticed.
I have. The output of the Shattered Foundry has gone up by 310%.
I come to make the offer of a merging under a single leadership. Now, before you say anything, think about this. Combining our two foundries together under the head of a leader who both knows things outside of the Mechanicum, as well as being able to deal with the public and maintain the public opinion of those of the flesh, would lead to a, let's say, Vicky, do I need to roll a logic check, or can you just give me a number of an estimated prediction?
Just
make
stop bullshit. Yeah, make it up as you go along.
And I say, of about 200.
This is the art of the deal.
Yeah, it's 265% increased output of all of our entire organization. And I actually present documents of all the deals I've signed. One with that fat guy, who was, you remember that fat guy who was kind of being held up by the servitors on that on the station.
I'm blanking. Oh yeah. Wait, fat guy? Hold on.
Yeah,
refresh my memory.
The oil baron kind of guy.
Oh yeah, the plasma baron. You mean?
Yeah, the plasma. I show him documents between my dealings with the plasma baron, that lady I danced with, and just various deals I've made with people.
Yeah. You give him your resume.
Yeah, pretty much. And say, as you can see, unlike a lot of members of the Mechanicus, I have ways of striking bargains with those who may not necessarily think about working with the Mechanicus. So I propose that the Jade Foundry and the Reforged Foundry merge into one, and I elect myself to be the leader of it, with you as the overseer of day-to-day operations.
As at this, you can almost hear the gears turning inside of Achilles' heavily armored skull. Yeah, internal cogitator, and he replies shortly after a short pause, at least a few milliseconds long. Your offer seems to benefit you greatly, and leave me with no gain. How would I gain on this merger?
Access to resources that you would not normally have access to. As I said, there's a plasma baron that. Think of what you could do with access to a plasma baron. Think of the resources that would be available to not only you, but to the combined foundry.
Your statement is logical, though it reeks of human ambition.
When dealing with machines, one must focus solely on the heart of the Omnissiah. But when dealing with commerce, human emotion cannot be avoided. You need someone that can deal with both. I can deal with both.
Roll logic.
Insta-pass.
Insta-passed. Your logic is sound, and a greater efficiency and use and access of resources is preferable to the current situation, as you can tell by my interdictor, as he points to Sorestes, I myself lack the necessary ability to deal with the unaugmented. So, I shall, and with that in mind, I will accept your agreement on the condition that I will take control of how the merger goes through.
In what way?
Logistical.
Oh, very well.
He's asking to take care of the number crunching that's needed.
Very well. And with that, I actually extend a hand to him, slightly sparking, but not like in a violent way, but in a gesture of, you know, the Omnissiah's light.
Yeah, it's a bit emotive force to show you mean business. So he doesn't actually extend one of his arms, but extends one of his mechadendrites to clink it against yours. It is actually, this is a very strange behavior for priests. Wouldn't they just send, you know, a binary splurt that would do the same thing?
Normally, but this is to show a kind of a merger.
True, and actually he comments on this and takes and he will accept this as your expertise on human interaction.
And with that, I think this is due. If you check Discord or check Queen's Court.
Ha! Nice, well done.
And with that, I say, the great bell has tolled on a new dawn, my friend. Let us build glorious monument to he who lives in the cogs.
Of course, and what better city than the city who venerates the cog in all of its forms?
And with that, I'll give him the cog of the Omnissiah and say, I will send over some of my people to assist in the merger, as well as my personal accountant to be there and act as my emissary.
Of course. I will make sure that Sorestes has plenty of work ahead of her, as he indicates the interdictor.
And with that, I'm guessing I say, I will also send forth some emissaries to make sure the Oath cogs are updated properly.
Indeed, I can foresee a great many cycles of the data cores going simply towards that.
All in his name.
Awe Deus Mechanicus.
Awe Deus Mechanicus.
And with that, scene. So, does anyone want to do anything else before the week is up and you go back aboard the ship?
Rabbi, sorry.
Dibs.
Dibs?
Yeah. Mope, are you there?
I am.
I'm gonna be in your Medicaid office, doing a checkup on the leg and the attaching of the skin.
Okay. So you did get a best quality one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it looks real.
Yeah, I'll be touching it up then, taking a look at it. Well, Rosalina, it looks like everything's taking. The implant is good. You have some swelling. That's to be expected for up to a year, maybe even longer.
Nothing that stockings can't cover, right?
That's definitely true. No one should be able to even notice it's not real through a stocking.
Polonia, I want to thank you for saving me.
Honestly, you really don't need to thank me, Rosalina. You pretend like you haven't saved me before.
I want to give you something. And I'm going to reach down to my necklace and give her my conversion field.
I will take it and look at you and say, Rosalina, you are one of the most generous women I've ever met.
Only to those that serve the Emperor. Only to those that have helped me.
I suppose it is useful to give the doctor a protective item.
And how did Reese's checkup go?
Well, when I kind of look down into the side of it awkwardly at the note of it, I'm going to look back up at you and say, the biological components seem to be working at a minimum level of degradation. But I think if you're worried about rejection, you should talk more to Tarak about the technological aspects. There doesn't seem to be any infection in the tissue. And so long as you continue to maintain and keep her clean, then she should be fine. You should also remember that the some areas of the skin, if they start to become dry or cracked, to moisturize them, but I'm sure you know that better than I do.
And I'm gonna nod to you.
Is there something that has you concerned about her?
No, I believe she'll be fine. I put a request in with our Inquisitor, and I'm saying this knowing that there's no one around.
Right.
Or actually, I'll just say Hunt.
Yeah.
I asked that he put all his power into redacting all information about the For-Elise excursion.
I appreciate that. It definitely brings me a good bit of relief to know that my family will be safe at least.
I cannot guarantee their safety, however. But I can promise you this. I did all that I could. It is in his hands now.
I'll look a bit sideward before looking up at you with a faint smile and say, yeah. I understand. Still, it's good to have that off my mind, to know that it at least they should be safe.
And I'm gonna bow and thank you. Now, I believe I need to load up the rest of my gear into the Arvis lighter. This way we're not so ill-equipped in the future.
Quick question. There has been like very little time passed since this conversation happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because your food hasn't arrived, quote unquote.
The food has?
No, it hasn't quite yet.
Okay.
As soon as the scene ends, it will.
I'm going to look back at Rosalina as you start getting ready to, you know, get the checkups over. Rosalina, what do you intend to do about Crimson?
And with that, I'm going to take a piece of for-release candy out of its wrapper and then just stare at it. Logically, I should just kill him. He holds too many secrets, he knows about us, and he is not sworn in to the Inquisition. Or, he's not sworn into our organization.
I'm gonna start moving back to my desk. The other issue is he's been in that penal colony for months. Execution might be a release for him. The mental state he could be in, well, one, it could be dangerous because it could make him more pliable, which is already, like you said, he knows too much. But more than that, he could be some shell of what he used to be. Death might be the only way to help him. I really wouldn't have considered anything like that a year or two ago, but I don't know. I can't imagine what that colony would do to him.
Can I interject with an errant thought?
Yeah.
Considering, well, a thought occurs to you that that as tough and ruthless Crimson was, he was his environment probably hasn't changed that much, other than the fact that he is no longer in charge of his situation.
Didn't you also say that penal colony was exposed to the warp or something?
I may have, but
Or
you know,
radiation.
horrible, horrible solar radiation from a dying star. I may have said that, yeah.
I'm gonna look back at Polonia. Put the candy in my mouth and just say, I at least want to see him. And I'm also going to be holding my ring and like turning it a little bit.
I'll be filling out paperwork. I won't even be looking up, as I said. I suppose seeing him is the only way to find out what kind of state he's in.
If nothing else, we take him off-world. Now, I believe dinner is ready.
Oh, right.
Indeed. And with that, Carpath summons the Acolytes to dinner. And it is in fact Carpath somehow, let me real quick grab something. I need to find this name from book. It is here. Ah, nice. As the Acolytes sit down to dinner, you find that Carpath, through some miracle or other, has been able to acquire Foralisian Kaleida, which Polonia instantly recognizes as the fish that's native to Foralis.
I'll note it to myself, but I'll just assume that it was probably picked up while we were on Forley.
Most likely, if Aristide is as shrewd as he is, he's probably picked up quite the exotic cargo when they stopped. So, time will now pass unless anyone wants to interject.
No.
I'm guessing at this point, Tarvok would actually be pulling up in the van with Raphael carrying the new stuff.
Indeed. Actually, do you want to save that right before we leave?
Yeah, we can say that for till we leave.
Yeah, which, funnily enough, is happening right now, because we're pretty much done on Disodium for now. So, the week has passed, and it is now time for to depart once again aboard the Oath Unspoken, and the warband and the house staff are busying themselves loading up the... which vehicle do you want to take?
I'm taking my Arvis lighter back up, but I'm loading in the repressor and my power armor.
Well, yeah, it's like one of those Russian stacking dolls. Power armor and repressor, repressor and lighter, lighter and Oath Unspoken. So, as the repressor is currently being loaded with all the necessary supplies needed, Tarvok arrives along with Raphael Matthias to deliver some of the latest personal projects from the Reforged Foundry. Knight, you have the list, right?
I did.
Perfect, because I didn't.
Indeed.
So, start distributing then.
As he sees Rosalina overseeing the gathering of the equipment, he kind of walks over. Rosalina, a moment, if you would.
Go ahead.
I have some personal effects for you, including a personal gift that I acquired on the Oath Unspoken. And with that, well, the first thing he pulls out is actually from his bag, and it's a long, very elaborate and beautifully artistically designed musket. And he holds it out to let you examine it. A lot of the engravings on them are holy, and a small mark that is the symbol of Thauer is the Shrine of Saints.
Oh, it's the cemetery world you went to. Indeed, the stock itself.
Beautiful.
The stock itself seems made of thorian hardwood. Sorry to interject.
Tarvok, this is beautiful.
I thought you'd appreciate it. I know you're a collector of sorts, and that's a sentiment I appreciate.
This will go right into the museum.
Indeed, it is called an Osugun.
Or
Quite hard to get
Osugun, depending on pronunciation.
It's 00110 anyway. But with that he says, that is a personal gift for just as my thank you for your leadership through these very difficult and trying excursions.
And I'm gonna bow my head.
But that's not the only one. With that, he kind of has Matthias bring over one of the crates. And on it actually is the Reforged Foundry icon, and then emblazoned on the other side of it is the symbol of House Lockwood, as it is her gift.
Indeed.
Alexis, would you like to describe the icon of justice?
I actually will leave this to Victor.
I will have to open up the book, because I don't remember how it's described.
I know it
Let's
looks
see.
like a Crozius. Not a Crozius. It looks like...
Let's be right back. I'm being summoned.
Essentially, it looks like the holy icon of the Ministorum.
Yes.
Yeah. It is the eye shape with a skull in the middle, emblazoned by a golden halo. And I'm going to put it on my side, attached to a belt a newly acquired belt that goes around me, that has gold trimming that goes with the dress.
Indeed, and with that he will bow to you. I hope you enjoy it. Although some of it was machine made at the Foundry, most of it was done by a local temple.
Very nice.
You've come a long way, I must say. And I kind of look down. How's the leg treat?
A little bit inflamed still, but fine overall.
If you have any mechanical problems with it, let me know. I'll fix it as best I can.
Of course.
If I remember correctly, you told me once that you volunteered for this work.
And I'm gonna look at you inquisitively. Yes, I did.
How did you think it was going to end?
And I'm gonna look at Riza when you say that.
Indeed. Are you satisfied with your service and how you've been doing so far? Any regrets? Any things you wish you could have done differently?
Yeah, I don't know, my leg. Anyway. Jokes aside. She's gonna say, missions have been complicated. But overall, things are getting accomplished quite easily. All things considered.
Indeed they have.
But I digress. I must get back to my work.
Of course. Ave Deus Mechanica.
And I'm gonna bow my head to you.
And with that, I will seek out Thalia Polonia.
I'd be at the table.
And with that... Oh, sorry.
I would just be quietly eating my food, not saying a lot, looking down at the table.
Oh, Mope, this is after we finish the meal.
Oh, my bad, never mind then. I would have gone back to my room, the medical area.
In that case, you'll hear a...
I'll open the door.
Greetings, Thalia.
Tarak, how are you?
Can't complain. I just completed a merger between my Foundry and the Jade Foundry with myself at the head of.
That's good. Is there something that was concerning you?
Actually, not concerning me, but a gift just for you.
Oh?
And with that, I'll actually bring in the crate that has the symbol of the Reforged Foundry and the medical symbol, marking it as Thalia Polonia's.
Wait, so the house Foundry is mine now?
No, I'm saying each crate has a symbol on it to represent who the gift is for.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I will open the box then.
Inside is an omniscope, and I believe we decided on something else as well.
I can't remember.
Oh yes, and several boxes of needle ammo.
Oh right, I needed those.
Yes, I believe I think it was 3 clips each for the pistol and the rifle.
I'll look it over and say, nice. This will definitely help me out on the field.
Indeed. And how are you feeling, by the way?
Oh, well, some things have been relieved, but other issues have been brought up to my concern. It's a lot to consider. I'm gonna rub my face and look up at you and say, you know when you're supposed to relax because there's nothing you can really do about something in the moment, but you still can't help fixating on it?
Of course.
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Let's get you bothered.
Well, I shouldn't really say too much about it. It's about that Ancestor we found on that insane planet. It's just, I don't want to go too into detail about it, but it stirred up a lot of trouble, and I don't know. Aristide says not to worry about it right now, and that it's not my concern, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Worried that he'll be a political opponent to your paramour?
I don't know. I don't really know how these things work, even. I'm not a rogue trader. I'm not part of a dynasty.
Yet.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm gonna pull up the Omniscope and I think I'm going to need your help to install this one.
We will do that on board the ship where I have access to more of my better tools for weapon.
Oh yeah, I've returned, by the way. A lot of heavy furniture needed moving.
Indeed. And I guess with that, I will actually hold up an arm to embrace Thalia if she'll take.
Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
Vicky, I guess I just throw the power spear into a bush somewhere, hoping Alma finds it.
He's there. He's just being very quiet.
His box will have of course, the Reforged Foundry and the symbol of the Imperial Navy.
Indeed.
And then I guess I gotta find. Now, where's Larician at?
You would be in the library just outside of his room.
I am in the library. But no, I guess I'll go ahead, look for him and say, Larician, are you?
Yes, yeah.
I have something for you.
Oh, what is it?
And then at last I bring out a box. But this one does not have any. This only has the Reforged Foundry symbol on it. And I kind of put my hand on the box. You remember that mask you told me you were thinking about finding a trader to get?
The augmetic?
Yes.
Yes, what about it?
I have one in this box.
Oh.
But
Did you...
before... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I say... I had it forged for you, but before I give it to you, there's something I need. There's one more thing I need from you.
Yes, and what is that?
Your informant's removed from the Jade Foundry now, because it is now my foundry.
Very well. I will have such done.
And with that, I open up the crate.
Indeed, I have no idea what a Twitch mask looks like outside of a human skull.
It's the mask from Dishonored. Let's just go with that.
Ah. That's getting implanted in your face, Snowball.
It's going to be a major improvement.
How dare you? How dare you?
That's funny.
Actually, Tarak says that when he opens it.
Yeah, that totally works in character. I approve.
Your face will look much more mechanical, which is probably a major improvement. You should see I'd say about a 10% increase in social ability.
From my understanding, it doesn't make your face more mechanical. It's supposed to make your face more interchangeable. It's under the skin. Able to change the structure of it. Not be so that. And as he says it, he's just kind of waving his hand up and down, gesturing at you.
Fair enough. Well, perhaps with this, maybe your mother will talk to you again.
Oof.
Ouch.
Perhaps she will. But as you said, he's just going to kind of look down.
Alright, with that out of the way, Viggy, there's one last thing I want to check on just through the network.
Yeah, what's that?
That bug I planted.
Oh yeah, that thing. Well, that's the thing. It's been collecting info, but the problem that you run into there is the same problem that the Administratum has. It has mountainous piles of data, but actually going through it is the issue.
I don't want to go through it. I just want to, because I'm guessing I can just, it's more of a, I can search, it's a database I can search through, but no, I just want to see if it's been compromised in any way.
No. As far as you are aware, no one has tried to A, remove it, or B, track down who owns that link.
Alright, and with that, I open up the last crate and pull out my latest invention, and as well as 2 very ornate mechanical pistols.
Indeed. What's your invention again?
The recaf dispensary device.
Oh yeah, of course. The the bionic recaf dispenser.
He's got an IV bag.
He's gonna implant that in himself.
He's got an IV bag with coffee in it.
Actually, no. Actually, what it is, it's a metal box about the size, a little bit bigger than a coffee mug that has a little. You slide it up, you insert a mug into it. This will give, and it's being boiled in a machine that is connected to it.
That fills the IV bag that goes directly into your veins.
No, because actually, you know what? Yes, it will go into the veins, but it will also have an external. It has an internal and an external dispenser, which will, upon consumption, give you a mechanic, like from a gameplay mechanic, will give you a +10 to consumption test with it.
Indeed.
Meaning you can cure fatigue easier.
Yeah, it means it's the really concentrated stuff.
And as I'm going through all my newest equipment, I equip my flamer array, and actually move all my old stuff to the safe, and equip my newest loadout, making sure everything is functional. The Weber, the Hydro Flame array, the phosphorus pistols.
Wait, wasn't it? Oh yeah, the Phosphor Serpentia. Yeah.
And as I return to Rosalina, I'm ready to depart, my dearest interrogator.
Fine. Everybody, board the Aquila-lander. Not the Aquila-lander. The
Repressor.
Arvis Lighter. Let's get going.
And I will walk over to it.
The Arvis Lighter isn't at the mansion. Yeah.
There is one at the mansion.
No, he's at a landing pad on the outside skin of the hive, because you can't fly inside a hive.
Well, I mean, I could. It would just be really dangerous.
You could, but it would be highly illegal, and you get into lots and lots of trouble.
Well, then we're going to drive the repressor all the way up there.
There you go. Perfect.
And before I go, I'm going to hug Carpath.
Indeed. Ah, crap. I totally forgot that scene, babe, that you asked for.
Which one?
The text you sent to me. Yeah.
Oh, we could do it right now.
Wait. Did you hug Carpath?
Yeah, and I'll tell him. I'll be back soon.
Alright, let me grab that thing. He looks at you with some consternation and says, I have taken care of you for the past 87 years of my life. I was there when you started walking. I attended your graduation from the Scholem. I've been there when you were at your peak. I helped you through Risa's birth and her death. All the time knowing that you were hurt and seeking purpose. And now, their purpose is ripping you apart. You are the last of the Lockwoods, my lady.
And I'm gonna, like,
crap.
I'm gonna just fall my head. You know why I have to do this, then.
Sorry, once again, I have to jump out real quick. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he is shouting that, by the way. Astro-path, you know that I have to do this. And I'm assuming he's gonna say, like, I know. Or some nonsense like that. And I'm gonna turn and wipe my face real quick. And make my way towards the repressor. Polonia, will you pilot this thing?
I don't think. Oh no, I can pilot it. I'll look at you and smile and say, well, I do think I'm qualified now.
And I'm gonna get into the back and strap Riza in. I'm actually gonna roll a willpower test real quick. Kinda hoping I fail this one. No, I pass it. She's gonna hold strong to herself. But it is clear that she's been hurt.
You've been hurt?
That she's just got emotionally hurt by what Carpath said.
Mm-hmm. I'll give a look of concern, but I'll focus on starting up the ship and making sure all the systems are go.
It's the repressor, just so you know.
Oh, the repressor. Okay, then yeah. I just have to turn it on. Sorry, I thought we were at the lighter.
No, not yet.
Keep getting ahead of myself. I'm so ready to jump onto that thing.
Is something the matter or something, no?
And I'm gonna look at Riza and hug her tightly. No, just family. Family matters is all.
I know the feeling. Also, as you mentioned, family matters.
I also got the song stuck in my head. But anyway.
I am so sorry about my delays and absences. We'll keep going now.
We essentially just said that Rosalina said, I know. And she bowed her head and walked away distraught. And now we're inside the repressor driving.
Indeed. And you drive along toward... crap, I need to close this. And you drive to the outside skin of the hive, where Rosalina has her Arvis lighter.
Mm-hmm.
You load it up, and off into orbit you go once again. So, you arrive once again on the Oath Unspoken, as it has refueled at the 1 of 4 sky dock for over Disodium. And once again, you're on the bridge, and the hololith lights up. Aristide seems to have highlighted a spot over here. So let me just freehand this. Whoop.
I don't see anything on the map.
Look for, it's actually very close to Foralis.
I'm either missing it or not paying attention. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he informs you that he has acquired better he has updated his hololithic display to include the Nexen system. So, shall we set course?
Yep.
So, with that, the Oath Unspoken begins its long journey along the Grand Processional, making a quick stop at Juneau, the sector capital, before continuing on to Orinoca, a hive world, which, fun fact for anyone listening, there is literally no information about this place in any of 2nd edition. So, yeah, I can pretty much say whatever the hell I want about it. Yeah. So, heading off towards the tributaries, you spend quite the considerable time traveling towards Nexen. And you arrive in the as you translate out of the warp into the Nexen system, you are met with a blinding glare through the viewport on the as you have gathered on the bridge once again, for it is custom for the Lord Captain to be present during every warp translation. Aristide immediately orders the viewports to be to have their armor shielding drawn down to spare yourselves from the blinding glare of the Nexen system sun, which one of the navigators, which the navigator informs you is known as Medea. That's the name of the sun.
Oh dear.
Indeed. There seems to be what information we've been able to gather about this place. It seems that the 8 planets of the Nexen system, only Nexen 8 remains, which is the world that you supposedly will find this crimson.
Have you held down to the planet yet?
We will do so once we are a bit closer, and once we reach high orbit.
Very well.
Indeed. Time passes, and you are summoned once again to the bridge, where Aristide informs you that he has made contact with the authorities of this planet. However, he informs you that the authority of this planet does not reside planet side. Instead, they are housed in the orbital dock that floats in geosynchronous orbit above the biggest prison complex on Nexen 8. If I am...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you first. I was going to respond.
We have to make contact with the man in charge, or the people in charge. This way we can establish communication and get him out through negotiation.
I see. Well, I hope that you're ready to bargain for this man's life. And with that, the master of the Vox informs Aristide that contact has been made with the orbital dock above Nexen 8, and that High Warden Caelus Orpheus is ready to speak with Aristide. Aristide, oh, go ahead.
Aristide, if not too much trouble, can I split your link so that I may listen?
Of course. Though, I'm not sure, do you wish me to, represent you in an official capacity?
And I'm going to look towards the party.
A rogue trader's authority is very high, but then it would also cost us, make it to where we don't have to use our own more strenuous authority.
I'm going to look towards Aristide. Use yours for now.
I see. And, do I have any reason to, negotiate for this man's release? For my cover story, of course.
Perhaps
Information.
Information. That is insultingly vague, almost.
This is the nature. I'm sure you can create a cover story. If not, information on a certain ship that has to go unnamed for now.
I'll see, how cooperative these men are. Let me, give it a whirl. And Aristide orders the Master of the Vox to open up the link between the two. You hear a scraggly voice coming from the outside as the solar radiation coming from Medea is causing some signal interference. You hear, "This is High Warden Kalis Orpheus of the Nexen Combine. To whom am I speaking?" "I'm Lord Captain Aristide Ansifor of the Oath Unspoken. I wish to enter into negotiation with you." "Is that so, Lord Captain? And of what do you wish to bargain for?" "I'm looking for the release of a man named Vornus Crimson. I have been reliably informed that he is that he has been institutionalized in your facility." You hear a strange crackling coming through the Vox link before realizing that it is simply distorted laughter. "You have... And, this seems to be, you must forgive my sudden outburst, Lord Captain, but I'm afraid that your request is somewhat unreasonable, shall we say." "Is that so?" "Indeed, and I am sad to inform you that even if we were able to locate this Crimson, the situation on the ground is much more complicated than you would think." And, is there any way to resolve this situation?" "I'm afraid it is quite systematic of our institution. You see, getting the men into the Nexen Combine facilities is quite easy. You simply haul them in. However, once they're in there, they're quite difficult to herd about." "I see. I will return. I must now take my leave, High Warden, to discuss with my advisors regarding this new development. I will be in contact with you later." "Indeed, Lord Captain. We shall speak later." Did I just do a cutscene?
Yes.
To be fair, we asked you to.
Yeah, you did. Oh well. I hope I I hope I
Jamamu,
delivered.
I've come to bargain. That was the comment too.
God damn it.
I'm not sorry.
No, you're probably not. Well, in any case, the situation seems to have been complicated somewhat.
Isn't it always?
Well, of course, it wouldn't be fun without some complications.
Oh, I thought that was the rogue trader saying that.
Oh, well,
We didn't have any complications on Soul.
no, you didn't. But who knows? Delayed complications, maybe? Yes? No?
Anyway,
Locating one man on a planet is going to be very difficult.
Indeed, especially if it is the hellhole it is rumored to be.
Now, we could simply just go over Loud Heller and just call for him and see if he shows up.
Well, actually, anyone who has common lore underworld can roll it. I think, Alexis, you do have that.
I think I do, like randomly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I know my rapscallions.
Indeed. Knight, actually, Tarak, you are aware of the fact that that the current population of Nexen seems to fluctuate between about actually this isn't in the book. I'm gonna have to find out some plausible number here. Let's just say about 50,000 people and between 50 and 60,000 people, as the numbers go up and down as new arrivals show up and old inmates
Die.
no longer. Well, yeah, they die.
But too many.
Still, if you'd have to, in order to go through all of them, that would take quite some time.
That is true.
Viggy, do we know what organization like runs this? Is it the Arbites, or is it perhaps a run by someone else, another Imperial faction?
You can roll for me a common lore, actually, yeah, scholastic lore, all. I don't even have to tell you which one to roll because you have all of them.
Well, I forgot to add the +10 for the books.
Oh well. I don't see the roll, but while that's updating, I'll answer. Rosa.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you would have made that. Okay, so to answer Rosalina's common lore underworld, if you were to go, as you make the suggestion with the Loudhailer, you realize that it would be just as likely to locate Crimson as it would be for word to get out that someone's looking for him, and Crimson to end up getting stabbed.
Unless I said, bring him to me alive.
Well, these are inmates you're talking about. They aren't exactly there for their honorable conduct.
Freedom guaranteed to the person who assists.
Ooh, that would be dangerous.
And then I simply kill the man.
Oh.
He's free. Let us see. Where would he be?
Oh yeah, while Rosalina is deliberating about this, Tarak, this requires book info because you have the book info. Let's see. Where did this go? Here it is. And boom. As you start finding some info about Nexen, Nexen is dominated by vast prison fortresses, which define its value to the Imperium. Each prison is a world in and of itself, cloistered away from the eyes of outsiders, its masters left to run their affairs as they see fit. Although formally an imperial domain, and as such subject to the oversight of the Adeptus Administratum, Nexen is nominally ruled on that organization's behalf by the High Warden, which you've already heard. An official selected from among the prison warders based upon the profitability of his facility. Most prisons on Nexen are effectively work camps, where prisoners live in cells or dormitories during their brief rest periods. They don... ignore that. This is stuff you shouldn't know. Here we go. There are about 30 prisons of various sizes on Nexen. Each is like a city, with its own internal culture, society, and purpose. The largest are the 6 main confinement and processing work camps adjacent to the planet's meager central starport. Operated directly by the Nexen Combine, tens of thousands of prisoners are brought to these largely subterranean facilities for assessment as candidates for more specialist jails every month, each operated by various sinister Imperial agencies. Such facilities include Processing Center Theta Kappa 686, an Adeptus Mechanica structure which actively seeks out physically healthy but mentally infirm prisoners with the purpose of converting them into more useful servitors, though through a series of operations designed to remove higher brain functions and integrate the prisoner into specialist mining equipment. Theta Kappa's product is then returned to work, newly efficient. This is humanity reduced to its bare functionality, a Mechanica's ideal, and the facility is widely respected and emulated throughout the Escalian Adeptus Mechanicus. This is mostly Tarvok adding his internal monologue to this. Let's see. And that is mostly it. Yeah, that's the bulk of the info that Tarvok is able to get. So there seems to be a group. You find references to each prison facility being run as to the wishes of a certain imperial institution, like the Munitorum and others.
So we'd simply have to break it down and find which one he would be working with. Tarvok, you said that there were a few of these houses, correct?
Yes, Interrogator.
Very well. Go over each and every single one of them. We need not to worry about the Mechanicum one, as I can assume that he is not there. I assume he's smart enough to play stupid.
Perhaps, though. Pride in the machine is something that is abundant in the machine cult.
Regardless.
There is an issue of, well, Tarvok doesn't have access to the Nexen facility data center, and he wouldn't be able to find Crimson even if he wanted to. He could speculate and make some guesswork, but that would be counterproductive.
You just said we needed to go to the head place, right?
Did I?
Essentially. We need to go and get into that data, correct?
Well, yeah, if you want to find him, then...
Alright, that's where we're going.
Well, how do you want to do that?
Arvis Slider our way down.
It's a bit more than just saying it.
I'm going to make this suggestion to the group.
Do we have clearance to land on the planet?
No, that's why I suggest the Arvis Slider. Stealth craft. It will be able to get through the planetary's defenses fairly simply. Though we could hail and say that we are coming.
If we expect offense, it might be better to take mine.
Yes, but yours would also draw a lot more attention, especially due to the fact that it's not exactly a commonly seen craft.
No, but it is a gunship.
True enough.
I'm gonna look over to Alma, and I know that Pri isn't here and he can't respond, but I'm still gonna bring up the fact that isn't Alma a pilot who could escort us?
Imperial Navy. Yes, he is.
He has the fighter craft. And then if we all rode in the gunship with him as an escort.
They drew a lot more fire than needed, and they would put up defenses at the place that we need to go to. Let's take things a bit more subtly.
Can I make any type of lore Oh, I just goes BRB right when I was going to ask. But here's my thought. This is a prison colony. I'm guessing they don't have... Well, actually, no. They probably do have really good defenses because they probably prison pirates there. And...
Yes, and also, like, murdering a bunch of Imperial citizens doing their job doesn't seem like a good idea for us.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's normal Inquisition stuff.
I mean, yes, you're right.
Just saying. Don't forget, these aren't like criminals or nothing. We're murdering prison guards who are doing what they were probably born to do.
We are sending their souls to the Emperor, and anything less than a eagerness to do that clearly shows a lack of devotion in the Emperor.
Wouldn't be shooting at the Emperor's like eyes and ears also be bad?
We are the Emperor's eyes and ears.
That's insane.
Regardless, I believe subtlety is the appropriate action. I will go with Tarvok down in my craft.
Perhaps more negotiations. Oh, sorry.
Do you think it's a good idea to go with just you two?
I'm gonna have you guys on call. Be ready in the hangar bay to deploy. If needed, we will simply do a gun run to the station so that we can board it. Get the information we need, get Crimson, and get out.
I have a question. Why are we here?
We are here to pick up Vorus Crimson, for he has information on us.
I have returned, however, I have dinner with me, so I'll just be listening in and interrupting if needed.
Okay. Is that a plan?
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Actually, real quick before I say this, Viggy, I've had the Twitch mask thing, right, put in?
Indeed, enough time... Yes, enough time has passed for all parties, for all members involved to have whatever cybernetics implanted.
Okay, then. So, yeah. Well, what I could do is I could accompany you down to the planet, along with Tarvok, of course. However, when you two are, well, talking or doing whatever, when attention is drawn away from the craft, I can slip out and do as much reconnaissance as I can, and if need be, do in as non-lethal a way as possible, acquire a set of, well, a uniform, commonly used, yeah, mingle amongst the staff, and see what I can do about making your way a little bit easier.
That I like. But Polonia, I want you ready in your gunship in case.
Understood. Alma will be waiting by in his craft.
Quick question. Can someone summarize the plan that you're going to do? Because I missed much of it.
Me and Tarvok are going to go down diplomatically with Alma with Larisian to sneak away.
Yeah.
And do Larisian stuff. While me and Robot Man go and talk to them and get into their data.
Indeed. Okay. Oh, I thought you were going to have... what's his face? Ha. Get it? Get it, Noble?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to have him grab the data while he was while you were busy talking.
Him as well, but there might be more data needed. The Tarvok.
I see. That too, but it would be difficult because, you know, high security and all that.
I was gonna say perhaps we could arrange a meeting on the on what was the place where the warden is, and sit down with him and have a talk with him face to face and negotiate a more, and just, you know, get clearance to go down there.
That too. Oh, quick aside. Tarvok, you would know, because this is an easy auto pass of lore. You would know that the data center would be located on the orbital platform, because that is the most convenient location for all of it to be assembled.
Yeah, I now roll lore on 100 with my cranial implant. Or logic.
Yeah, wait. It gives you unnatural intelligence too, right?
And a plus 20 bonus to logic and lore tests thanks to superior mental capacity he now enjoys.
Oh, damn. Well, in that case, then I'll let you know if you auto-pass stuff. Actually, you don't ever auto-pass stuff, because you can.
Unless I spend a fate point.
That's true.
But no, and I actually bring this up. So perhaps instead of trying to go down in ships and guns and bullets and all that other unpleasantries, perhaps we could just sit down and talk with the man.
Well, yeah, that was the plan.
Yeah, but why do we need the Arvis Lighter? Like, he's on the platform.
We need the Arvis Lighter to go to the platform.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought we were dropping down to the planet.
Oh, no. That was... that may have been a misunderstanding, but yeah, you need to go through space to get to the platform.
Yeah, we're not rolling up in a spaceship.
Rolling up in your what?
We're not rolling up in a spaceship to the planet.
It is possible, but it's a one-way trip.
Rolling down their block.
So, oh, go ahead, Newell.
Oh, no, I was just going to make a joke. Continue.
Make the joke, then.
No, it's already lost its focus. Let's go.
No. I have food in my mouth. All right, so as you board the Arvis Lighter with the diplomatic mission, Aristide informs the High Warden's staff that he will be sending a delegation on his behalf to continue the negotiation. So, yeah, be ready with your cover story, aka you work for Aristide. Kinda. Not.
Nah, just walk in there and be like, we're the Inquisition.
I mean...
That would be chaos.
Hey, it would work, though.
When you put it that way, Viggy, it's pretty appealing.
She's got a point.
There's layers to that joke.
They're like onions. Anyway.
Like ogres. So, you board the Arvis Lighter and set off to the orbital platform. And as you land, you can see other Arvis Lighters. So many Arvis Lighters.
See? This is why they blend in.
As you land, you're able to see hordes of unprocessed inmates in more ways than one. Oh, you rolled the Cynesians.
And I'm going to roll awareness. No, I'm just,
Nope.
not paying attention at all. Whatever.
Nope. You are captivated by the hordes of the unwashed masses catch your eye as you look over a sea of orange.
Any official officers or anything around?
Indeed, as you look about, you can see the... sorry about that. I need to find the description of them. They are here. Here we go. As you look about, you can see that the guards stand out with their... what's the armor called? Oh. As you can see, chain-braided armor vests over their torsos, designating them as higher authorities. You see them herding the inmates faster with what appear to be shock chain flails. I wish I was making this up.
God, that sounds awesome. I want a shocking chain flail.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. As you inspect them closer, you can tell that that the guards share a distinct trait that the prisoners do not, and it is the fact that their skin has turned almost corpse white, and the fact that they're standing and breathing is the only thing that hasn't designated them as just plain corpses.
Rebreathers.
Indeed.
Put mine on.
Indeed. You don't note anyone else with a rebreather on, mostly due to the fact that the orbital platform is protected from the outside. But you can never be too careful.
I'm gonna approach one of these officers.
Indeed. As you do, he turns to you right after having whipped his flail into the ground, which then sparks, and says, "Who are you?"
I am with the delegation. We are here to talk to your superior.
The High Warden, then.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. Yes.
Fair enough. Of course. Follow us, and he signals to two other lower wardens, I suppose they are, and they're enforcers. That's what they are. As the three of them lead you over the gantries, you can look down and see the hordes of inmates as they mill about. Some of them have even looked up and caught eye of you, and Polonia. Wait, yeah, is Polonia here?
No.
Nope.
She isn't. Okay, then it's just Rosalina. Then you can hear some catcalling coming from down below, and not whispering. Why am I blanking on?
Whistling.
Whistling. Holy crap!
Okay,
Yes.
Biggie.
And whistling. Oh man, my brain is just dying.
It's okay.
So, after some casual sexual harassment, you finally make your way over the horde of inmates and take a lift platform which heads down to the underbelly of the lift platform.
Oh, and just real quick, what Rosalina has equipped is her sword at her side, her brazier, and she doesn't have her backpack currently, no grenades, and just, her dress.
Indeed. I'm guessing Tarak has his new loadout?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And Larisian, I'm guessing you're not showing your hand ever?
Actually, no, I'll say what he has right now, because it's not much. It's essentially a sin skin, his contacts, his handy-dandy utility gauntlet that has his stuff on it, and Phaedex and Arcs, his 2 auto pistols.
Oh. Going in lightweight, I see.
Yeah, he's going in light because he's essentially going in to take over somebody's personality, essentially.
Oh boy. That's, it's brave of you, but, you know, details. So,
I'm gonna look at the guards really quickly. You said there's a few of them?
There's 3.
3. I'm gonna try to get their attention really quickly.
Alright.
As we're talking. As we're just walking. Oops.
Whoa, you okay?
Yeah, I just dropped something. So, how long have you been working here?
One of them speaks up and says, "Oh, we've been here for generations. We took over once our fathers, like our fathers did and our grandfathers did. We've lived here and well, you could call us the natives of Nexen."
Ah. And what
Which...
Nope, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was interrupting with food.
Oh, that's very fascinating. Behind my back, I'm gonna make the sign to Tarak, just really quickly, because I'm trying to walk all official with my hands behind my back, except my brazier in the one hand, but I'm marking signs to Tarak really quickly to tell Larisian to disappear.
Convoluted, but I like it.
And with that, I'm actually going to just look at him and tap my shoulder twice. He knows what it means.
All right, Noble, make for me a stealth test.
Oh boy.
Don't you have
Not on this time.
No, that's essentially what the sin skin thing is. I'm just going to say that it's essentially just how Killing Clock is, if that's okay. Like, I meant to say you also had that.
Yeah. They have that much. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, well, they actually fail horribly.
And as they, like, slightly go to peer backwards...
Yes.
Because I'm assuming they have to try to make the test.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna look at them and just be like... And just press my breasts together and just be like... I'm sure 3 strong men like you can keep me safe. You know how dangerous it is in a prison for somebody like me.
Charm minus 60.
Minus 60?
Minus 60, because that was bad.
Wait, this guy's never seen a woman before, though.
Well, I call it bad because it was so blatant.
Some guys like trashy girls.
Yeah, you're not exactly here on trashy business.
Fair enough.
Okay. Let me see what I can do.
Don't you get a bonus for interacting with Imperial citizens?
Only on command. I'm gonna spend a fate point to automatically pass.
Oh well. This shows you the quality of staff that rogue traders have, and all 3 of them scoff at the same time.
Oh.
Oh, you did. You succeeded in doing what you wanted, but they're not gonna, you know, drool all over you.
Oh, don't you mind us. I'm simply a missionary that's working with him for now.
Roll for me, the 3 of you. Roll an awareness test. Not based on hearing.
Facepalm.exe.
I've accidentally hit cancel. Oh, good. Tarbox.
Nice. Tarvok, you hear one of them mumble something about the Ministorum dropping its standards then.
And with that, I roll my eyes as I no longer have need of... I no longer have blood flow to that particular area. But I do kind of, because my respirators cover my face, right? So I can just whisper into the comm bead, right?
You can.
I say, be very careful with this. These men are uncouth and possibly unlawful.
That's not the impression they would be giving off. In fact, they'd be giving off a highly lawful disposition. Just not,
well, they just
good.
Insulted the Ministorum.
If they were off, let's say, the D&D alignment chart, they would probably be lawful
neutral
evil. No, lawful evil.
I don't know. I think the Ministorum has purged people for less.
Probably, but the Ministorum is far away from here.
But with that, I also kind of just recount what they say. Nice, and I'm kind of starting. Do I see any Mechanicus and personnel in the area?
You haven't seen any yet, though. Oh, oh God!
Andrew's dead.
Turn the fate point.
Fate point burnt. That was.
You're still here.
Don't eat and talk at the same time.
No.
That was bad. So, you haven't seen any Mechanicus personnel so far, though you are certain if you were to delve into the bowels of this orbital platform, you would find them crawling about.
There will be no bow dwelling.
Most likely not.
But just looking at the people around us, how do they hold themselves? Do they seem like super alert, or are they more compliant with their? Or are they more complacent?
Are you talking about the guards, or the jailers, I should say, or anyone else?
Both. I just want to, like, while she's doing this, I just want to get a general feel of how people are acting.
Right. So, for most of the guards and jailers that you walk past, you see them standing almost comically straight, almost to the point of twitchiness. They seem to be on edge, though looking around, you couldn't possibly tell what there was to be on edge about.
I don't know. They're in a prison.
I was gonna actually whisper to Rosalina, if it ever comes up, ask if there's been any kind of breakout attempts lately, or riots, or what have you, uprisings.
Of course.
Excuse me, gonna take a swig of water so don't die again.
Vicky's an old man and drinks carbonated water.
I don't get that. Why is it such a thing that
all Europeans do that, Alexis?
I know, it's so weird.
Why is it so strange? Why is seltzer water associated with old men?
Only old people drink it here.
That's so strange. More people should drink it. Come on. Get with the program.
We have free water here, so it just has fluoride in it.
Anyway, getting past that topic.
Fair enough. As you arrive at the office of the High Warden, you can see that it is a suspended platform with an observation dome that's upside down and leads to a perfect view of the planet below and the orbital lift that leads down to the surface.
Alright, I'm gonna need that guy's leg.
What?
No. Cease already.
You know, there are magics that could give you a new real life, but you might not like what you have to do for it.
No, I'm making Guardians of the Galaxy joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the jail is being... It's the same exact thing.
Just upside down.
Oh, roll 2d100 corruption.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
Anyway, so you can see in the center, in a sitting behind a circular desk, you actually note that the bottom of the bottom of the floor he is sitting on is also transparent, in conjunction with the rest of the observation dome.
This guy should never wear a kilt.
Probably not. Wait, you're wearing a dress right now.
Yep.
Does that mean that every single prisoner that looked up... Well, that explains some of the catcalling then.
Alexis, you should have been wearing, like, bloomers or something.
I'm not an old lady.
Or, like, I don't know, any sort of undergarment.
She is wearing underwear.
Tarvok sips from his coffee. Wait, do you think they're looking up my robes? Oh no.
Oh no.
Your poor innocents.
The things they'll saw, they've seen.
They just see like this flat, mechanical, like, it's not even like round, it's just square.
Although they might even see the rats drinking coffee.
I was going to say, it's just a disturbing number of rats.
No, I only carry 3 on me at any, like, on per.
I would suggest dropping one in this office.
That's what I'm doing.
Anyway, I'm gonna remove the rebreather for a second. After actually saying that really quiet to Tarvok. At least there's some breathable air in here.
Indeed. This man, who must be High Warden, what did I call him? Orpheus. There we go. Kalis Orpheus. Let me actually grab you a picture of him so you can get an idea of what he looks like. I unfortunately won't be able to show this to the stream. Actually, someone might be able to. Here we go. Save as Warden and pop it into Discord. This is fascinating radio right here. See, he should be at the bottom. There he is. So, this is the man you see before you.
He's grabbing his junk.
That's not his junk, that's a weapon.
I mean, some people consider it big enough to be a weapon. Those people are exaggerating.
Those people don't know what power kapingas are.
Still want my power kapinga.
He
You're
looks
not
like he looks like a really depressing Skrillex.
You know, if Skrillex was a warden of a prison that was in a system that was dying slowly of solar radiation, I'm sure he'd look like that.
It looks like Skrillex attending a Kiss concert.
I'm sure that people in the audience are getting all the wrong images in their head.
Anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this frail man and just be like, oh.
It is unusually hard to... Oh, excuse me. It is unusually hard to judge this man's age, as he seems to have very few normal markers of what constitutes aging.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
What?
Rosalina is old.
Yeah. Except this man seems... he doesn't show the same signs that Rejuvenate treatment usually brings. Though, what...
Rosalina would only have to have used it once by now.
Alright. Let's see. Are you going to introduce yourself?
Yes. Greetings. My name is Rosalina Lockwood. I am an emissary of... Oh my god, why can I not remember his name? Anzafor.
You've only been traveling with him for months now.
Hey, shoosh. Anyway, I am an emissary of... I already forgot his name.
I give up. Lord Captain Aristide Anzafor.
Aristide. There we go.
Indeed, though I am afraid that this will be a fruitless journey for you, as I have the same answer as I gave your Lord Captain.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure you could help us in some way. We would like to conduct the search for him ourselves if needed.
Yes, though that would do you mean searching in person?
We could do in person, or my associate here could do a data link and get all the information needed.
Ah, you wish to see his processing information of one of my inmates.
Yes.
This man is going to roll scrutiny real quick. He doesn't succeed. He wasn't actually rolling against anything anyone said. Ooh. Look, one question. Oh yeah, sweet. Dude has 1 fate point. I'm gonna use it. Reroll. Ooh, snap. He barely makes it. As you give your reply, you see the High Warden look between the two of you and gazing between the two of you and behind you as well, as he says, I was informed that there would be a 3-man envoy being sent.
Oh. Yes, I'm sure you're not aware of what the Mechanicum actually is. Tarvak here is the combination of 2 people.
You see the tiniest bit of you see a look of slight disgust upon the man's face as he diplomatically hides it again. Oh, roll for me a deceive real quick.
Actually, with that, I actually kind of motion towards the fact that I have more than 2 sets of armor.
Oh yeah, that helps. Deceive plus 20.
I've gotta re-roll that.
Yeah, you should.
That's a bit of a pickle, and we're just gonna... There we go.
Alright, he's gonna roll his scrutiny against fellowship. Oh, snap. That might actually... Hold on. 29. No, okay, never mind. That is way below.
And as, like, Tarvak is speaking, it'll be like, this would never be accepted by the Storm.
Of course not. But let us see if we can work something out. And with that, we screen swipe over to Larisian, who is sneaking about. Noble, I'm guessing that Tarvak gave you all the necessary information you would need to locate the data center?
I'm assuming.
I
Yes.
just
Would you have,
Tarbok under the
I
bus.
don't withhold information that much.
I mean, if there's information to be told, I'm guessing Tarbok will tell it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, perfect assumption. So, as Lorisian, how exactly are you moving about in this orbital platform? Are you going to take the stealthy stealthy depths, or are you going to try and walk about like you own a place?
No, he does. He's in full stealth mode right now. Like, his first objective is either one, find a barracks, or two, find somebody on their own. But preferably find a barracks.
So,
and he's staying in, like, as close to shadows and shit as possible.
all right.
And, like, not out of sight, watching guard patrols pass, and then moving when they,
Indeed. So, I want to try something new, something that I recently discovered in another system, and this is going to be a combined skill test, meaning you roll one of the tests, and then you check to see if you make both. So let's say I've have you roll a stealth and an awareness as a combined test. You would check what you need for both, roll either one, doesn't really matter, and then you check to see which one you pass and fail. However, you use the same result.
Okay.
So
2 checks.
yeah, 2 checks in 1 roll. And if you're lucky enough, you succeed both.
Okay, so let's see. Because I need a, what is it, to pass my stealth? It's like a 94, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah, so roll your awareness then.
Okay.
Because that's the lower one you have to make.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Alright. As you look about, you are unable to find a barracks or anyone that is by themselves, seeing as all the jailers in this place take it very seriously to go by in pairs. So, even though you're unable to find a disguise to don, you do manage to make your way around the station without being spotted. So, in that case, I will need you to roll a navigate surface with a +30.
Oh, lovely.
Well, you have more than a chance of making it. Nice. Well done. So, as you follow Tarvok's instructions, mostly by looking at the colorings of some cables that are laden into the walls, you are able to find yourself located above the data center, looking down through one of the grates.
Wait,
below
did Tarbok just go, oh my god, what is that scene from Jurassic Park? Look above you.
Yes. Look above you. Ha. Yes, Tarvok played, what's his face? Why am I blanking on the old
Jeff
man
Goldblum.
from Jurassic Park? Not Jeff Goldblum, the old man.
No,
the
Jeff
millionaire.
Goldblum's the one that says, "Look above you. You should see a series of wires."
Moving on. So, Noble, below you, you can see mostly servitors milling about as they attend to their mono tasks. They seem completely oblivious to you.
Okay. Okay, so just to reaffirm, where am I exactly? I'm like in a.
You are standing on top of a grate above the data center, so you're technically in the ceiling.
Okay, good to know. Do I see any, like, actual personnel in here?
Roll for me in awareness with a plus 20.
Okay.
Nice. Well done. You look about, and you can see what appears to be one of the jailers making their rounds. However, as you catch a glimpse of him, you see him exiting the data center and the doors hissing shut behind him.
Ah, crap. Okay. Well, I had an idea then, if he was still there.
Well, unfortunately, but, you have a clear data center now.
True, but there might be some sort of way to get detected if I just drop down. Plus, if a patrol comes by again,
Do you have your
I'm kind of
Auspex?
screwed. I would have brought it with me, but I didn't say it that I did earlier, so I'll leave that to you.
Let's say you could have easily enough brought it, so let's say you did.
Okay. Oh, well then, if I had my Auspex earlier, I would have passed that awareness test. And it doesn't matter now.
Details.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
So, finding a dude alone and finding a barracks with an Auspex. I'm going to stop talking now. So, as you whip out your Auspex and scan the place, you find that there are pict recorders dotted about the place. However, with some careful maneuvering, you should be able to move through their blind spots.
Oh boy. Alright, and what kind of tests?
This would be an acrobatics test to... do you remember that scene from Ocean's 11 where that tiny Asian dude is breaking into the vault?
No.
That kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, get ready to cat burglar your way in and roll me an acrobatics.
Oh boy, okay.
Nice, well done. As you leap down, you're able to make some quite the acrobatic moves as you move through the data centers, jumping it in between stacks, and cover yourself quite nicely from the pict recorders. And you're able to get to an open data port. And thanks to the awesome powers of retconning, I can just simply say that you have a data leech with you, which will directly give Tarvok the info that he needs. However, due to the heightened security, you can't leave it because that would arouse huge suspicion. So this will have to be done live action.
Oh, fun. Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll
plug it in, yes?
Yeah, I'll plug it in, and then I'll be on the alert with one hand on Phaedix, ready to pull it out at any moment.
That's what she said?
Victor, slap yourself.
See? I'm very impressionable. So, Lorisian, I'm guessing you informed Tarvok of your progress?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say anything. I just click my Vox bead twice.
Indeed. Tarvok, you hear 2 Vox pips inside your microbead, which is the agreed upon signal that Lorisian is in position. So, I need you to roll for me a logic test with a -20.
Do I spend my last fate point?
That is the eternal question.
No. I can just roll it flat then.
That is true. Wait, that's...
Wait, hold on.
Did you?
I
did
that.
Yeah, you forgot. You shouldn't have put... Did you put in -20? Wait, that doesn't fit.
Yeah, wait, because my intelligence is 50, so how am I?
Yeah, what the hell? That should have been 80.
My logic. Okay, well, we know what it is, so.
Yeah, you know you ace logic on an 80, so you're fine. So,
Yeah.
while Rosalina is busy negotiating with the High Warden, Tarvok is busy going through the data of the orbital platform. And as he is quick to process all of the information, he finds the information linked to Crimson. And I'm guessing you just grab a copy and bip twice back to Larisian.
I send out a binary, a 0 and a 1.
Huh. That would be 2. I think. Or is it a 1-1?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it, but moving on. So, Larisian, you have the signal.
Okay, so I'm good to yank it.
Not in public.
Jesus.
What?
Why are you like this?
To quote the GM, I saw an opportunity and I took it.
Babe, you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Not sorry.
I know you're not. That's the worst part.
So, with a quick leap and a jump, Larisian is back into the depth of the orbital platform, and I'm guessing you're just gonna get into position to escort the two of them back out.
That might be an issue, though.
Would it?
Well, if he shows up to escort us, then all of a sudden the story about me being 2 people is kind of...
Shows up as a guard.
Yeah.
Well, go look for a disguise then. Roll for me another awareness.
Okay. Do I get a plus from the aspects, or?
Yeah, let's say that you can. If you're able to track a single life signal.
Or some cloth.
That's a bit difficult. So,
Or just help get back to the ship.
Fate.
I want to fate point that. Yeah.
Yeah. We're almost done, so you can go ahead and spend fate points. Nice. Well done. You're able to spot on the aspects a single blip of a life form, which means that whoever that is, he is by himself. And as you stealthily maneuver into position, you can see that one of the guards appears to be taking an impromptu lunch break as he is eating some disgusting ration bar.
Is he any?
Weapon.
Oh yeah, that was the goal. I was gonna grab everything.
Alrighty.
But is he near a vent, Viggy?
Is he near a vent? High or low, Noble?
Let's go with high. I'm feeling lucky.
Why, yes. Yes, he is standing near a vent.
They're in the vents, Viggy.
They come out at night, mostly.
Just don't yank it too close to him.
God dang.
Moving on.
Alright, well, yeah. So, my goal here, I'm going to open the vent rather stealthily, and I'm assuming he's going to be caught rather off guard.
Yes.
His arm is made of metal.
Let me just real quick have him roll an awareness test. Does he make it? He does, barely. As he looks down and sees you poking your head out of the vent. Quick, act.
Okay. Quick act. Is his face exposed?
It is. He looks quite surprised to see you.
Actually, yeah. How easy would it be for me to kind of just get my blade up into his face?
Well, that would be that sounds like a weapon skill test. So roll to hit.
Okay. Sorry, it takes me a second to get to the bottom of my sheet.
Oh yeah, you. He did spot you, and I did say he was surprised, but I'm not gonna say you get the surprised bonus.
Okay. But yeah, I'm specifically using my power blade, so there's no blood.
Yes. Did you roll? Oh yeah, I didn't. Sorry. I didn't see it for the text. So yes, indeed. As you as you swiftly release the blade from your wrist, and it powers up, it slides cleanly in and out of his neck, and he slumps over. And I'm guessing you're gonna drag him in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swarm him down into the thing, and then take his armor and put it on myself.
Indeed. So,
and as I'm doing, and just real quick, as I'm doing so, I'm going to have the Twitch mask take his appearance.
Indeed. As you have put on his armor and other garments and weapons, you start to mimic his face as Larisian's face starts to slowly contort and take on the gray pallor of the Nexen, of the orbital platform jailers. Before you know it, he might as well never have left. Oh, and there's a ration bar still on the floor.
I'm gonna take it, but I'm gonna put it in a pocket. Let's see, what weapons does he have? Is it just the shock flail, or does he have like a combat shotgun as well?
He actually has a hand cannon revolver.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
It is. It's actually... He does. Okay, it's a shock chain flail. Which sounds even cooler.
Is that a shock flail with tearing?
It is a shock chain. It is a chain flail with flexible shocking and tearing. So
a thing.
Yeah, that's true. And chain flails are also a thing. But what if you combine them? It's like a gun sword. It's great.
Anyway.
So, with Larisian in position now, let's swap back to the negotiation. So, can you make your case again, babe? Because I kind of forgot.
As did I. Oh, that we would do the searching and everything.
Ah, yes. Unfortunately, there is the issue of safety. I would not be able to guarantee it should you head into the facilities. You see, I prefer a hands-off approach when it comes to the imprisonment and re-education of these men. We guard the facilities that they are in and herd them where they need to go, but we do not take a hands-on approach. We let the wheat sort itself from the chaff, so to speak.
And with that, Tarak's going to whisper on, with a little bit of pride into the microbead. That is why I brought 6 of them.
Well, I'm sure that you could just write us off as denizens that just came upon your planet. It would seem foolish for us to do it. And you've clearly given us a warning, is that correct?
I have, though I simply couldn't tell my jailers down planet side that you were supposed to be there, because no one is supposed to be there.
Now, this is certainly an interesting conundrum.
Indeed, and even if you were to land outside the facilities, the planet itself is bathed in deadly radiation of Nexine's sun. Though, Medea, the poor girl, she might go any day. She's not been feeling too well. And he gives you a grin to let you know that he is joking about the poor son. Forgive me, this is what qualifies as humor around here.
Of course. If we were to locate him, would you have any problem with our extraction of him?
You see him leaning back in his chair, steepling his fingers, looking contemplative, though it is merely a facade. I suppose that some price would have paid in recompense, but the life of these inmates is so worthless to begin with that I'm sure that a pittance will do.
I have a... You look like a man that enjoys amasect, am I correct?
I am a man of abstinence. I prefer to live the way that I wish the inmates to live. So none of those vices for me, I'm afraid.
Ah.
Rosalina, if I may. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I say, actually, from my hand, I actually pull out. And what about a companion for your office? And I kind of pull out one of the smelt rats. He's trained, will not defecate in your office, and can supply companionship when none is available. Good stress relief, and also does a few tricks for entertainment purposes.
You will have to excuse me, but could you please put that thing away? It's causing me quite the upset stomach.
Jackass. and I kind of flick my finger, and he scurries back in.
As I said, the Mechanicum are very strange.
Indeed, I seem to be finding out more and more every day.
Regardless, I'm sure
Yes.
a rogue trader has something he can offer you. Name me a
Of course.
price.
Let's see. Like I said, a pittance would do. He asked for 1 point of influence.
Oh shit! Oh crap!
Can I use commerce to try to talk him down into more material item?
You want, but you're gonna have to put up the item.
Let's see, what do I have? Dun dun dun. Do.
So make your offer and roll the commerce test.
So you said he's already. Actually, I know something I can offer. I offer my complete and accurate guide, like, to Ultramar Crag.
Roll commerce. It's an opposed test.
I pass with 5 to 7 degrees of success.
Fair enough. He only gets like 3, so you win. Oh yeah, you. Wait, did you use your last fate point?
I thought I had 3 now.
You did. Didn't you use your last one? When?
Did.
Yeah. Did you succeed the logic?
I succeeded the logic, and I succeeded a lore test.
Oh yeah, you didn't auto succeed the logic. Never mind.
No.
Okay. You can yes, you can use your mastery talent.
And I will, and just to sweeten the deal, I'll also offer spheres of longing.
I will admit, I am an avid collector of weapons. If you have something that could spice that book deal, so to speak, then be fully willing to let one of the inmates go.
I don't think I ever gave Alma his hand cannon.
Did you? No, I don't think you did.
And which I offer him I was retrieved this from a Navy officer. It was a card game, and I kind of hold it out to him.
I do like the look of that. Tell you what, if you are able to find this inmate you seek, then you are more than welcome to make him disappear. People go missing all the time in the facilities, and it usually takes a few days before we write them off.
If you thought about turning some of them into servitors...
I believe Theta Kappa 686 has that as its prime directive.
Good men.
Indeed.
And with that, I secede the floor to Rosalind.
Yes.
Very well. We require full access to your...
Babe?
Oh, whoops, I muted myself. Of course. We require full access to this man's records and whereabouts. I'm assuming you have him tracked, of course.
That will take some time. You understand there is quite the amount of data that would have to be sifted. Tens of thousands of inmates come here, and it is the turnover rate, you see. I will hand over the information once we are able to locate it.
Very well. You know how to reach us, correct?
Of course. I'm assuming that the rogue trader is willing to wait in orbit until his business is done.
Of course.
If I may, should there be any disturbances, I could give him my own personal Vox communique.
That shall not be necessary. He holds up a hand.
This guy does not like me.
Nope.
Nope, you are a creepy robot man.
You didn't have to tell him I was two people. You could have just said it was for the servitor that follows.
Look, calm down, Goro.
Yeah, I'm a mixture of Archfabricator Tarak and Mr. Bouquet.
That's an in-joke.
I'm gonna bow to him and just be like, very well, we shall wait. And I'm gonna put on my rebreather once again and go on the microbeam. Polonia, Alma, I need you to stand down. We got their compliance.
In quotation marks?
Yeah.
I will just acknowledge.
So, you, Tarvak and Rosalina. Actually, is, what's your servitor's name again?
Theta 01?
Oh yeah, is Theta 01 stomping behind you?
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't count as another person, so that's that. Just for reference.
Racist.
It's not racist, that's servitorist. So, in any case, you head back the way you came. The guards that escorted you pick you up once again and lead you back towards the landing platform. Nubal, you're going to have to roll a stealth, and this time without the Camellia Line cloak.
Yep. Actually, something I wanted to do was I wanted to contact Rosalina over the Vox, like, while I was still in the vent.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalina, I have an idea. Before rejoining you, or instead of, anyway, I stay in this disguise, and I go down to the planet itself and continue to operate under, well, as this. Would that be a appropriate idea in giving us an in, or would that be a lesser idea?
Keep your microbeat on. That is risky. You don't know where your target is, do you?
No, I'm relying on you to listen. I'm relying on you to give me such information so I know where I need to go.
Do you have a reliable mode of transportation?
No, but I'm sure there's actually
in theory, there's a lot of vessels that could, do a hot pickup in case you need it.
But are there vessels that go down to the planet itself?
Well, yeah, I remember all of the ships that the crew that the warband members own can technically fly down to the planet, pick you up, and fly back up.
Oh no, I just mean, can he get around on the planet?
Well, he can walk. Everything should be connected as the facilities go.
Okay then. Well, I have my legs, and those haven't failed me yet, and if need be, I'm sure this disguise has some merit behind it that have yet to reveal themselves.
Be careful, but yes.
I always am.
Indeed. And with that, Rosalina and Tarvok board the Arvis lighter and take off back towards the Oath Unspoken. And with that, we will continue next week.
Yay!
Yay!
Sorry, I dropped something. Anyway, damn it, I dropped it again. And this time I put my finger in glue.
God damn it. Just end the stream.
Well, hang on, I glued my hand together.
You do this every time.
Shoot your face! Anyway, guys,
Quick.
I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna go and unbond my hand. Love you guys. Bye!